Coming this fall, a brand new TV program. What do you get when you reunite an overly sensitive Catskill comedian?
Because it's none of your business what I do on that stage. That's my profession.
A son he hasn't seen in quite a while.
Kiss my ruck. Kiss my butt.
How do you know I don't say that?
Because I know you're not the kind of guy to do that. Because you go which way the wind shifts.
You know what kind of guy I am because you haven't been around for 32 years.
A daughter abandoned moments after birth.
You left me in the hospital when I was 2 weeks
I left you. Who told you that?
I was 2 weeks
Who
old.
told you that? Who told you that?
Let me just ask you.
Who told you that?
Were you there?
Answer my question. Who told you that?
When I was
Listen,
growing
how
up.
do you believe that?
Were you there for any one of my birthdays?
No.
Did you ever give me a birthday gift?
No.
No. Were you there for my confirmation,
No.
communion, and graduation?
I was never there.
And a mom who thought he was a bum.
On my life, you
On
make
life, I
money.
made money. You never turned a saint upside down in your life, Mother, so don't con me.
You get all in Pat Cooper's Family. Hear a father declare unconditional love for his son.
Like I love you.
Well, I have never heard that before.
All right, so you may never hear again.
He's a firm dad who knows how to discipline with a sense of humor.
Look, all of a sudden now, he wants me to get on my knees and kiss his ass. I ain't going to do it. I don't give a damn who he is.
For what? For what?
You see?
Sit in on the family finances.
With all your money was $65 a week. That's what you
That's
did.
what the court told me to give you if I'm making 90.
$65 a week.
If I'm making 90, love.
You weren't making 90.
I was making 90. It's documented. Don't tell me. Don't believe what you hear. You know something? I'm ashamed of you.
Financial advice that would embarrass H&R Block. Joel Siegel says it's a laugh riot.
Who told you that?
Liz Smith says you'll love Pat.
Who told you that?
Tia Lindstrom says it's a two-way street.
It's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. It's a two-way street.
Don't miss the fun. It's all in the Pat Cooper Family. The story of an overly protective father.
To someone who never hurt you, I never beat you, I never killed you, I never took anything out of your mouth, but you turn around and you're brainwashed, and your education, by you telling me that I'm making a fool of your profession, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Love.
When your aunts jump me on the street,
Respect.
oh, I owe you for being born now.
Honor.
How much I owe you for food? How much I owe you for food? How much I owe you for clothes? How dare you insult my intelligence, Mother dear? How dare
come
you?
on, stop.
I'm ashamed of you that you even want money off anybody. You ought to be ashamed. What are you going to do with your money? Take it with you?
And I never will.
You ought to be ashamed of
You're the one
yourself.
that worry about it.
I don't worry about it. I earned mine, my dear mother. I earned it, and not
so
by
did
you.
So did I.
Then keep it. I don't want yours. Keep it. Give it to your grandkids. They deserve it.
Love, respect, and honor. 3 words that can't seem to find their way into the turbulent Pat Cooper family.
As far as I'm concerned, you don't have a daughter.
I don't want your daughter. I don't want to have a daughter.
You have never done anything.
I've never done nothing. I know.
When's the last time you've seen your mother?
Huh?
When's the last time you've seen your mother?
When she asked me to pay the back rent that I didn't owe.
Don't miss. All in the Pat Cooper family. You'll love it.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
God, I love his singing, vibrato so refined. And man, I dig that Cajun beat, it nearly drives me out of my mind. But when I see him on the TV, something's out of place. What is that thing on Aaron Neville's face? What is that thing on Aaron Neville's face? Is it a mole or a tumor or a milk that he misplaced? Like a little desert island, the black hole upon his face. What is that thing on Aaron Neville's face? I wish I was half as successful or had a quarter of his cash. Cause you gotta know he's got the bucks to take care of that funky rash. And I hope he never hears this or he'll put me in my place. What is that thing on Aaron Neville's face? Come on, everybody. What is that thing on Aaron Neville's face? As he's singing to Linda Ronstadt, she's staring out his face. Cause if she looks him in the eyes, she's gonna lose her place. What is that thing on Aaron Neville's face? Yes, what is that thing on Aaron Neville's face?
we're back with the Best of Stern. You know, Mike Ganji is the intern of the Stern Show. He does Best of Here with me every day. Well, he had a graduation party a couple years ago that rivals your average wedding. Here's what happened on the Best of Stern.
I heard we missed quite a party on Friday night.
Oh, yes. I am so sorry I didn't go.
Yeah.
Is he here? Michael?
No, forget Michael. That wasn't the party. Scott the engineer was unbelievably embarrassing. Jackie, Gary, and John, Stuttering John, went to Mike Ganji. Mike Ganji's an intern of ours, and his dad owns this construction company, and he's really super wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Ganji could work for free for us for like the last 3 years.
And continue to even after graduating.
Right. It doesn't matter.
Says he'll be with us until he finds a job.
Which will be never. Because what he wants to be on the radio and he has no voice. He literally talks like this. Fred, do an impression of Ganji. I want you at my party. I want you at my party, I believe you said. I want you at my party. Yeah, and he wants to be a disc jockey. And is convinced he will be a disc jockey. But really, he has something to fall back on. His father has a great construction company that makes tons of money.
That Ganji can run into the ground.
Right, when his father dies. But Ganji will be one of those kids. I should have been in show business. I never made it. I went into my father's business, but as soon as my father dies, at least I can update the company and, you know, bring it into the 21st century.
I'll take it in a whole new direction.
Right. And then they'll be bankrupt in a year.
Yeah.
All these guys with their newfangled ideas because their dads were so stupid. You know. My dad never understood expansion.
You know, he had one of those small minds. He
Yeah.
didn't know where to go. He didn't know about big business.
If he made a buck, he put it right in the bank. He didn't know how to reinvest the money. Great. But and I like when that happens. I always enjoy watching that happen. But anyway, so they had a party for him. He graduated. Get this. He graduated Adelphi College.
No, C.W. Post.
Oh, excuse me. C.W. Post.
Yeah. Adelphi would have been a step up.
Right. That's one step below. And his family was so proud because he's the first Ganji to ever graduate college. They threw this big party. Gary, come in here. John.
You were supposed to. He'd had a final that we read, final paper that we read on the air, and you were supposed to reveal the grade and the teacher's comment.
It's too embarrassing.
Oh, dear.
You'll get chills. It'll make you down on the whole college system.
Well, then let me read it off.
All right. But,
you know, there was one major revelation to me. I don't know about to these guys. I don't know if you ever see two people that look alike, but one's good looking and the other isn't.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. Ganji looks like his father.
Right.
But his father is in shape.
Yeah.
And handsome, right?
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure his whole life he's been told that he looks like his father.
Right.
So that's why he thinks he's such a stud, because his father's a good-looking together guy, and Mike's like a plump, roly-poly version.
A big mess.
He's one of 4 brothers, and he's the only heavyset one in the family.
Really?
He's got this one brother who's like...
He's the only one with an eating disorder.
He's got this one brother who's like 14 years old. I mean, granted, he's young, but he's like thin, really good-looking kid.
Yeah. Well, so Ganji's the first Ganji to graduate college, so they decided to throw him this big party, and they got all this money. What would you say they dropped? About 20 grand?
I'd say $10,000 to $15,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
They had a cocktail hour.
Like a wedding.
Like a wedding.
It was a wedding. In fact, the whole thing ran like a wedding because no one knew how to run it because, you know, what do you do? Like, you know, when the bride dances their first dance,
right?
And the best man gives a toast,
right?
And then everyone cuts the cake. Well, it sort of went the same way. There was a guy came out and gave a toast, and when Ganji cut the cake, which I might add, his name was misspelled on.
Really?
Mikhail.
Did he make the cake?
No.
Yeah, a guy from C.W. Post made it.
How do you spell Michael wrong?
I don't know. Well, isn't Michael Michael?
Yeah, they spelled it.
No, that's
K, right?
That's how they spelled it. Right?
Michael?
No, ALE.
They spelled it ALE.
Yeah, Michale.
Oh, right.
But it was really funny because it was in this nice blue writing, and John and I noticed it, and we started cracking jokes, and the cake disappeared, and it came back out, and it had been scraped off and in a different color rewritten.
No.
Oh, really? Oh, great.
One of the biggest douche shows of the night was when his best friend comes up and gives him a speech.
Really? And what was the speech?
I
mean, this is the guy who graduated.
Him and he's proud of him.
He graduated C.W. Post.
What does his friend do? You know,
his friend just graduated like a his friend's going to be like an repair air,
airline mechanic?
No, he's going to be an airline mechanic. He was like an aeronautics school in Florida.
Me and Gary look like slobs. I mean, we came in with like nice shirts and jackets and jeans. People were wearing like Ganji had on like it must have been like a $500 suit on.
Really?
They all had suits and
it was a wedding. I mean,
the party should have been for Ganji's father, who is so successful.
Well, he seemed to be having the best time.
Really?
So
I heard they presented Ganji, and now here's Michael.
Power to the Chariots of Fire music.
To Chariots of Fire.
And Ganji comes out with his arms up.
Oh, man. I said to Gary, was Ganji the least bit embarrassed? And what was your answer?
Absolutely not. He reveled in it.
Yeah, he reveled in it. He says, not the least bit embarrassed.
In fact, they had a guy doing video like a wedding, and he followed. He did a documentary on Mike.
Right.
And, it wasn't like Mike was like, hey, now I want to dance with my girlfriend.
Right.
It was like, hey.
When he was introduced, was he brought out with his girlfriend?
Yeah, but she was bright enough to know. They came through the doorway, and she cut right off to the right.
But why should he come through She didn't graduate college.
Well, that's what she felt.
You just had to escort him.
She escorted him in, and she buzzed out.
I mean, he needs to be seen with a girl.
That was the funny. She was so proud of him the whole night. She looking on and watching.
Really?
Michael, the honoree.
Wow.
You think Jen's, she's kind of hip. You think she would be a little like embarrassed with him, but she was like,
she's in love.
In awe of him.
She was in awe of him, really?
Right, guys?
Well, she did mention to me that
what was she wearing?
She looked great.
Yeah. What did she wear?
She was wearing like a black dress, and she had her hair up, and she looked very nice.
Really?
Yeah. But she said
but it's like her wedding almost. I mean,
her wedding won't top this party.
Yeah. She doesn't marry Mike.
Well, I got a feeling they have these parties because all the sons probably think they're too good to get married. So this is like almost having a wedding.
Yeah, this is the only party Mom gets to throw.
There were hairdos there that I didn't remember.
Really? What do you mean, like old Italian hairdos?
Yeah, like early 50s.
Really?
Like when people went to the prom.
Going under the door.
Right.
And their hair blown up way high.
They're puffed out.
Cotton candy.
Cotton candy hair.
But
my mom used to have that. My mom used to go to the beauty parlor when I was a kid every week.
Yeah.
She'd come back with different colored hair, like orange hair. Like she started out, they were supposed to make her blonde.
Oh, no.
Because all of her friends used to go to get their hair colored.
Yeah.
We were talking about this last night, as a matter of fact, because my mother came over for Mother's Day. So we were talking about how she used to go to the beauty parlor every day, or 2 times a week. And she'd come up with this puffed up hair. It looked like cotton candy, blown all the way up to the top. And it would be orange, almost. So I turned to her as a kid. I go, what the hell are you doing to yourself? What are you doing at that beauty parlor? They're dyeing your hair these strange colors, and your hair looks like cotton candy. And she stopped going. That was the end of it. She just stopped. She said she used to get real angry.
Sleep on that?
Yeah, well, she got real angry with me and said, don't you ask me what I'm doing at the beauty parlor. That's rude. And then she laid down one night, she said, my voice was going through her head, and she says, what the hell am I doing there?
I look like a Martian.
Yeah, I look like I'm coming in from Mars. I mean, my father must have felt like he was banging a stranger every time she walked in the door. Hey, who are you this week? You tell everybody how weird it was with Scott the engineer.
Well, Scott's got every DJ has an act.
Yeah.
You hire your own personality because all the records are the same. So Scott does a lot of conga lines, and he hands out sunglasses. But the thing that we seem to enjoy the most, I think, was Scott's got a wireless microphone.
Yeah.
So he goes around, and you know how you've been to weddings. Come on, let's get everybody up and get dancing. He played he had handed out sunglasses to everybody, and he played the Club Med theme. Right?
Hands up, baby, hands up.
So Scott got everybody in a line on the floor,
yeah.
And Scott apparently, who I know has never been to Club Med, but knows the hand signals and the hand gestures, and that was cool. He led them, but the best part was he started singing.
You got tape for that?
No.
Oh, man.
What, are you kidding me?
Scott singing Hands Up?
It's great.
No, normally I don't do those.
Young crowd.
I heard Club Med outlawed you, Scott. Yeah. You're not allowed to sing that.
They have banned you.
I heard it's against the law.
They have a picture of his face with one of those lines through it.
Yeah, right. No Club Med songs.
And now they're going to have to they're going to hear reports. They'll be tracking you down.
That always frightens me. I've been to weddings where people know all the words to the Club Med song. I didn't know what that was until about 2 years ago. People were up singing Hands Up. I go, where's that song from? I never heard that on the radio.
Yeah, I used to hear it at parties, and I didn't know what the heck was
But everybody
going on.
seemed to know it and know all the words to it.
I want to know how Scott learned. I mean, I went to Club Med, and I didn't get past the first hand gesture.
Right.
Scott knows the hand gesture. He must have gone to a class.
No, I didn't.
you just do it. The first few times I did it, I just played it because people requested it. I didn't know how to do it.
Right.
And then you just learn it.
I got to see this.
I don't like doing it. I really don't like
Do me a favor. Just show me sing me through it, and show me the hand gesture.
We'll get a video of it.
You had to see how funny it was, because there's, how many, 30 or 40 people out there doing this hands up, and Scott's so into this whole thing that he saw how hard we were laughing at him. So in the middle of it, I guess there's like a verse, and then that must come around again, because Scott comes over and talks to us. He says, I don't really like doing it. As he's talking to us, when he comes to that part in the song, he's going, hands up, he's throwing his hands up, he's talking to us.
Let me see that. Let me see that. Hands up.
He's got the sunglasses on and everything.
Let me just see. I got to see the hand gestures. I want to learn them. Hands up.
Baby, hands up.
Give me all your love, and you put your hands to your heart.
Yeah.
And then you kind of like roll your hands over each other.
I want to see you do it.
I said we book him. Make him do it before the fight.
We'll get the video from Ganji.
I got to get that video.
There you go. But he knows all the words. He sings.
I don't know all the words.
Well, so the worst fear of the night was, from what Gary tells me, the worst fear of the night is that, like, you're known from the radio show and the TV show. So Gary, Jackie, and Stuttering John are all sitting at a table trying to unwind, and have a few cocktails. So they're having a few drinks and everything, and no one was really bugging them. They were having a kind of a good time. They were just being themselves. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Scott gets the microphone and he goes, ladies and gentlemen, we have some celebrities here tonight.
I had to do it.
You're just such a dick.
Oh, come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have some... And Scott evidently has 3 banners that he hangs up. Rocket Entertainment. What are they?
I'll tell you one thing. Gary and Gary's wife were, like, fearing this would happen at their wedding.
No.
Scott has this huge... yes, we were all feared, don't lie. Scott has this huge banner the size of a billboard behind him, Rocket Entertainment, featuring Scott the engineer.
Got the fax number on it.
Yeah. Then he's got a white sign right in front of him that says Rocket Entertainment. Then he's got one of those electric signs, like on a Goodyear blimp that goes around, saying bag 5040, bag 5040, up and down. It's got in color, all different colors. 3 freaking signs. It was like it was advertising.
Okay, John. Whatever you say.
Is that right?
I swear to God, no.
What is that all about,
man.
Scott?
Don't be afraid.
It's business. I mean, that's business. It's
not something you'd hang up at a party. It looks like a street sign.
Right.
It's all square letters. It's not like flowing and colorful. It's just like...
Just bare advertising.
Scott, can't you just hand out cards or something?
It's like a hold at the beginning of a parade.
With Rocket Entertainment. Oh, they don't anymore? They used to.
Can't keep up the demand.
So all of a sudden, Scott throws the microphone onto Gary, John, and Jackie and says, come on up and let's hear a few words from friends Gary, John, and Jackie.
No, he handed the microphone around, so I think I said something pretty stupid, and then John said something pretty ridiculous, and then he said, hey, let's see if we can get Jackie. This is a comedian's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Because Jackie always complains to me about, I had a party once at my house.
Yeah.
And my friends were going up to him like, hey, say something funny. Yeah. And it drives him nuts. And I sort of understand. So
your friends talk like Jackie.
Yeah. Hey, say something funny. But Scott asked him to get up. Maybe if we all applauded that, Jackie might get up and do a few minutes.
So everyone started applauding?
And Jackie flipped.
No, I was teasing him. If
Jackie, were you freaking?
He's teasing me, but nobody thinks he's teasing.
Right.
These all people, and they think, oh, no wonder Ganji's friends from the radio show came because they knew they'd get introduced.
Right.
We look like that's why we're there, to get introduced.
Yeah.
And
it's important to your careers to be introduced at Mike Ganji's party.
It was very
among all those powerful people.
Well, Ganji is going to be a leader, a world leader.
Right, a world leader. The way they were carrying on, you would think so, wouldn't you?
And, of course, the girl sitting next to me at the table after the lights... of course, when Scott walked over, the prison lights went on.
Yeah, right.
They had not only the light on the video camera, but the guy had put huge floodlights at the top of each of the stanchions in the room. So when the video light went on, I'm telling you, it was a friggin' prison break.
Yeah.
And the lights go on, and like everybody at the table, you're like blinded.
So did you get up and say something?
No, just, basically...
I heard people
Scott
upset with what you said.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I said it was a wedding.
And everyone kind of got...
And everyone got all upset and bummed
they
out.
just went, ooh. And, that wasn't bad enough. So when Ganji cut the cake, Scott played the bride cuts the cake, which really took the cake.
Wait a minute.
But let me finish. So when the lights finally went off and Scott walked away, the girl sitting next to me at the table goes, boy, I guess you guys are always on stage.
Like you would wait.
Like that was what we were waiting for.
Yeah, you wanted to be introduced.
I do have to say, though, one of the funniest things of the evening, and I haven't seen the tape yet, but we were all sitting at the table, and Jackie starts nudging John, and John had a bunch of beers in him. So Ganji is now slow dancing with his girlfriend. You know, this is like finally getting some time to himself. And we sent Stunner and John over to interview him on video.
No. I didn't even know that.
And I saw John was there for a while, but she came back and she was pretty embarrassed because, you know,
I got to see the tape of Scott doing hands up.
Bunch of sexual questions.
I got to see it.
You got to see the little tiny bow tie that looks like it's going to go flying off because his shirt is so tight. Him in his tuxedo, it's hysterical.
Yeah, I got to see that. I hear you do all the schmaltzy stuff. Hands up, baby, hands up.
Do you do the New York, New York
I don't
with
do that
the
stuff,
canes and all that?
willingly.
Do you do New York with canes? I've never seen that one.
Haven't you been to weddings where they hand out top hats and canes?
No. Wait,
a
bulb just went over Scott's head.
Now he's got something to do at Gary's wedding.
Yeah. All right.
There was a conga line, though.
Yeah. Oh, did you make a conga line?
I don't. I play like hot. I don't. You know,
what are you stuttering, Scott?
It's contagious.
I just let it happen. Hot. Was another,
just let it happen.
That was another one of his highlights.
What?
Pointing at everybody going, hot. You don't remember that?
Oh, no.
Every time he got the hot, he's pointing, hot.
Yeah, who was in the middle of the conga line? You.
That was great fun.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back.
It is time for the boxing match between Geraldo Rivera and Frank Stallone, better known as Scrapple in the Apple. Yes, on the Best of Stern.
Welcome to the Rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. I got to say that line today. Let's get ready to rumble.
Well, you got to do it like that guy.
Let's get ready to rumble.
I always wonder what's wrong with him.
He's an idiot. Yeah.
You got to have something wrong to say that line.
Let's get ready to rumble.
And he stands right in the middle of the ring. You know, he looks good.
Yeah.
Until he starts to say that line.
Let's get ready to rumble. All right.
And you think, ooh.
Woo.
What's wrong with him?
You know, when we first sign on in the morning, I'm so aggravated. Like, any little thing could just set me off.
And something has done it already?
No, it's just the best to stay away from me from between 6 and 7 a.m.
Oh, okay.
Because I could fight Geraldo and Frank Stallone with one arm right now. And I guarantee I'd win. Unbelievable. No, I just went through during the commercial. I was looking at some notes for the TV show because we're going to be shooting our TV show while we're doing the radio broadcast down at the fight today. And it's just little things that are wrong that I've gone over 100 times in here, and you know.
People might think, oh, well, gee, Howard, isn't that great? Because this time you're doing radio and television together.
No, it's worse. It's worse. It's worse. Only 2 more television shows to go to tape.
Thank goodness.
Then I'm done with those idiots. I was on the phone. I tell you something, I had some nightmare of a day yesterday. I got off the air. I crammed down this stupid lunch of mine, which I eat in 5 minutes.
It's almost like you're a wood chipper back there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And then while I'm eating, my agent calls, and I'm bitching and moaning because the TV show was bringing 3 cameras instead of 4. I wanted 4.
Yeah.
So I'm out of my mind over that. And I find out, you know, to bring in additional cameras is about $1,200. And I just got to calm down. So I said to my agent was meeting with the syndicator. I said, talk to him and tell him that these idiots over at Channel 9 can't even come through with an extra camera. This is a pretty big event.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty annoyed. You know, you got to understand. I mean, so he says, well, you come over to the Friars Club. We're having lunch. We'll meet for 5 minutes. I said, 5 minutes? I don't have 5 minutes. I got to write a Gilligan's Island sketch. I got to interview Bob Hope for the radio. I interviewed Bob Hope yesterday.
Are we going to play that today?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. It's fun. You know, it's Bob. It's the Hope Master General. I just like when he gets on, he goes, hi, Howard. And I think this time he really knew who I was.
Really?
Hey.
We were wondering yesterday. We said maybe they set a picture in front of him.
Yeah.
So this is Howard.
Big giant cue card. Howard. Hi, Howard. Yeah. I just wanted to see if I could get him to tell me that story about Prescott Bush again.
And I don't think it must have been hard.
No, I got him. But wait till you see how I was so creative and got him to say the Prescott Bush story again. You know I always get him to say it. But you're going to love the way I did it this time. You're going to like it.
The lead-in is always good.
So I knew I had to interview Bob Hope. I had to write a sketch. I had to record our half-hour pre-game so that we can drive down to the fight today, so people have something to listen to when we go down there.
Right.
And then I had a bunch of commercials to cut for all the syndicated markets and stuff like that. So by the time you get done, you're dizzy.
Yeah, there are no breaks in our day.
Yeah, so anyway, I got home about 3 o'clock.
There are no leisurely lunches.
No, there aren't. And then I got home about 3 o'clock, so I realized we still didn't have this fourth camera. So I put in a phone call to Michael B. Alexander, the imbecile who runs the Channel 9 over there. And I said, these are the guys who tell me call when there's a problem. I hardly ever call these guys. I never pick up the phone and call this guy. I figure I'll talk to him. He's too busy to talk. He's in a meeting. Now, I never get that kind of treatment. I'm not saying I'm some kind of big star. But, hey, we're working together on this project. Talk to me in a meeting. Okay, I said, here's my number. Call me back. It's urgent. So then 2 seconds later, I'm on the phone with the TV show, and I hear Michael B. Alexander is looking for the executive producer. He's calling him. All right, so evidently he wasn't so busy that he couldn't make calls. I hear them going, Michael Alexander is on the phone. He calls over to our executive producer, asks why I'm calling.
Can't talk to you.
No, can't talk to me directly. And, of course, never calls me back. Once he finds out I want a fourth camera. So I said, this is bull already. It's $1,200. I pick up the phone. I say to the executive producer, tell Channel 9 I will pay for the camera. I'll pay for it out of my pocket, okay? So go get the camera now. Now you've got a camera. You've got your okay. There's someone who's going to pay for it. I will pay for it. So, and everyone told me, don't do that because you're setting a bad precedent. You're setting a precedent where you'll pay for stuff. And I said, I don't care. I don't care. I want a camera there. I want an extra camera. It's required. I've talked to the director. I've talked to every professional involved. It's required. But everything over there at Channel 9 becomes a pissing contest. And so I get a call 15 minutes later. They said no to the extra camera. I said, no, I'm paying for it. Did you tell them that? Yeah. No, they don't want you paying for it. That will set a bad precedent. Now, I was worried about the precedent. Now they're worried about the precedent. Now they're worried about the precedent. And why are they worried about the precedent? Because, when we own a show, if someone else up on the outside has to pay, it was all, you know what it's all about? They all have such big egos over there. They don't want to seem like I won. They don't want to seem like I won. Right. It's an ego thing.
Just not letting you have your way.
If the camera is there, they will be deballed. That is the whole big thing with them. Remember when we had problems and they threw us out of the studio, Channel 9? And I said, hey, let us back in. And the general manager says to me, I'll be deballed if I give in to you.
Why is it that you're at war with them?
I don't know.
Aren't we all on the same team?
I don't know why I'm at war. I'm willing to kick in a couple of bucks and get a camera there because it's required in order to make this production work. Everyone in the country is interested in this fight except Channel 9, and these idiots are getting it.
Right. So what was the final outcome?
They won't allow it because I would have even gotten a camera from the outside, but that would requires a union guy to work it, and I can't hire one of their union guys. You know, they've got to supply me with one of their union guys, and they won't. So it became a whole big battle, and we got the thing covered, but I wanted an extra camera down there. So, and then on top of that, Geraldo starts in
again
last night with he wants contributions from anybody who isn't associated with the show. He can't believe that there are 40 people associated between the radio and television shows who have to work on the program, and I'm going, of course. Everybody there is working. We're not bringing any guests. There's no guests. The only people we're bringing is talent and workers.
Right. So he got upset about the number of people?
He got upset because he thinks they should make a donation to the charity. And I mean, it was just like a mess. But finally, about 7:30, everybody worked it all out. And we came to some kind of agreements. And there's been one nightmare after another with this fight. And I don't know. I can't take this Channel 9 anymore. I just got to get away from that. We just got to part company. I mean, it's just too much. I mean,
every time you start Michael B., one of these days he's going to say Eisner. I know it.
Yeah. If it was Michael Eisner and I went to him and I said, we got a big fight going on, there's tremendous interest, $1,000 for a camera, I don't think Michael Eisner would if Michael Alexander ran Disney, he'd be like, you want to make Beauty and the Beast? Well, can't we just send the cartoons off to Korea?
Euro Disney, but what was that do?
Yeah, Euro Disney. But why do we have to put up all the money? Well, then you get to own it. What? Oh, no. You guys want to spend 5 years on a cartoon? How come they can make those Saturday morning cartoons in like a week? Well, those are very cheaply made, you know. And if we make a very good cartoon, a high-quality cartoon, people will come see it. What? It's cartoons. Kids don't care.
Well, the beauty of it is, once he sees the good one and the cheap one together, he won't know the difference.
No, he wouldn't. He just doesn't know.
He wouldn't see it.
He has no clue. Well, he's a Harvard graduate. God bless him. He's real good at accounting. But, boy, he has no idea how to run the entertainment business. This guy over at Channel 9. It's really a frightening thing. But he just made himself a good deal. He got himself $3 million. Sold that stupid station to that Channel 13 in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That he's good at.
Yeah. Oh, he's good at getting money for himself. Other than that, I haven't been too impressed. I'm just not impressed with that whole Channel 9 staff over there. I'm not talking about our TV show staff. I'm talking about...
that executive suite.
The executive branch, if you will, Robin. I mean, and I just finally said, you know, I got to write a TV show this week. I don't have time to be arguing with you guys. I should have been typing all night, thinking up good ideas for Gilligan's Island, and not doing this stuff. As a result, I haven't gotten anything done. And it's really, I'm at my wit's end. It's enough. You know what? We've proven to the world that we can do television and we work on television. It's enough already. I did enough. How many shows are there? 100 shows or something? 67, 70 shows? It's enough. Let them run and rerun perpetually. Like the Honeymooners. But anyway, the fight is going down. I am psyched. We got it all set up over there. It's going to be beautiful. Len Berman's calling the fight. You'll be able to hear the fight. Where we got it worked out, 9:30 is actual fight time.
Right.
There'll be 3 rounds. You guys bring your money?
You betcha, but I won't need to take it out.
Well, Fred yesterday was telling me he thinks Frank Stallone's going to win.
Yeah.
But I changed my mind overnight.
Overnight. He's just saying he's going to keep this up on the air.
No. I remembered one incident that happened with Frank. That there's the Frank factor.
Well, what about
where he's going to screw himself up?
What's the Frank
Remember
factor?
his first show of his first tour ever?
Yeah.
When he toppled off the stage?
Yeah. The klutz factor.
The klutz factor. He's going to get out there, he's going to get excited, and he's just going to choke.
But the ring has ropes around it.
He can't fall off that.
He'll find a way.
The lights and the people.
He'll find a way.
Freddie also pointed out that this is a guy that not only broke his leg, but shot himself in the hand.
No, he didn't shoot himself in the hand.
He was shot.
He was shot in the hand by a gun store owner. And Frank took the bullet like a man.
Yes, he does have phenomenally bad luck, Fred.
Yeah. It's bad luck.
That's what I'm saying. He's got such bad.
Yeah, but in the ring he has won 24 fights.
No,
he told us.
12 years ago.
He told us.
12 years ago, and who the hell was he fighting?
Mm-hmm.
He said Golden Gloves with amateurs, but it was a while ago.
So was Frank Flores.
I always love it when Frank starts calling out all those names and you don't know who they are.
I know. Isn't that great? Wasn't that funny yesterday?
Enrico Antifermo.
Yeah. Is that what he said?
With the beam,
Frank Stallone comes in yesterday and says, hey, I fought Infermo, and you're going, that's impressive, you know?
He could have been naming waiters.
Right. Yeah, right.
Antifermo.
Those could have been girls he banged.
Busty, curvy, whatever.
Topsy wopsy.
Floppy monster.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, God.
So, we got the whole thing set up. So 9:30 is the actual boxing match. Yeah. And then we'll turn our microphones over to Len, and, me and you can do some color. But starting, the way I figure it, we should probably leave here because I'm going to have to hold a press conference. Evidently, the throng of press that will be outside.
I thought you weren't addressing the press.
Robin, Robin, let me just say, what has happened here, this has turned into a media circus, I'm sorry to say. And what I have done for the press, while I can't allow the press inside, although there has been some jockeying and we've caught some people trying to get inside.
Sneaking.
Yeah, trying to sneak inside. There has been so much press interest between Good Morning America.
I'm very impressed.
Entertainment Tonight.
Yes.
Various other media sources, the E! Network, CNBC, NBC, CNN, all of the big majors.
Really?
Plus newspapers, the Post, Daily News, all of these. What I will be doing is once we get there and I establish myself at the gym and I change into my outfit, which is, of course, a blue blazer with the Howard Stern logo.
That's right, our sports outfit.
Our sports outfits. You're already in your sports outfit, right?
I have just put on my jacket.
Okay. I see you're made up. Gary says to me, we have a problem, boss. I go, what's the matter? have you seen Robin? I go, no. He goes, John says she went into the bathroom about a half hour ago and she hasn't come out. So I go, you're kidding. I said, well, why don't you idiots go in there? She could be laying on the floor. I figured you're like vomiting into a toilet bowl, drowning. So,
it's not like Robin hasn't disappeared for a long time when she wasn't feeling good.
Right.
You never know.
And you don't know what's going on. So, I figured you were passed out, like Elvis. I said, these guys, if they'd gone in 15 minutes earlier, they would have saved your life.
That's right. But they let me stay there until it was blue.
Yeah. So, I went, we found out you were making yourself up.
Right, I had to do my own makeup today.
I got you. Smart move. Don't let Ralph do it.
Yeah, when they said Ralph would be handling things, I said, oh, no.
Right. Ralph goes, when can I do your hair and makeup? I go, Ralph, I'm going to be doing a radio show. You're never going to do my hair and makeup. I don't want you there. You're going to annoy me. He goes, oh, I'll find a minute to do it.
Oh, a minute?
Yeah.
If he could do it in a minute, don't you ever have him taking the hours.
Right. Well, all he has to do is paint that orange paint on me.
He could throw that on you the way he puts it on.
You think he knows what he's doing when he makes me up? Did that look right? It just doesn't look right.
I don't know what he's doing.
I'm all streaked with orange.
Yeah, you look like you're striped. You look like a person who went in one of those tanning booths with the rods.
See, I'm not letting him do my makeup anymore.
I thought his specialty when we met him was like horror makeup for films.
It is. It still is. And when he makes up Howard, it's a horror.
It sure is. I mean, it really is a horror. I look at myself in the mirror afterwards and go, how could this possibly look right on camera? I'm completely streaked up. There's nothing natural about it.
And then he keeps glopping on the orange.
Yeah, all show.
During the show.
And the orange starts melting.
And I said to him, one week I held up a sign in the meeting because it was a long, long shoot, and we were under these really hot lights.
Yeah.
So the orange was melting, and he kept putting that powder on it.
Yeah.
So your nose started to look like a pumpkin.
Yeah.
Because the orange was all caked on.
Oh.
And I did. I held up a note and I said, Howard's nose looked like a pumpkin this week.
Yeah.
And he was like, you said Howard's nose looked like what?
Yeah, well, he's not doing my makeup anymore, even though we only have 2 more shows to go. I'm going to have just, whoever does yours, just put a little powder on me and that's it.
She does a good job with the guys.
Yeah. I mean, they don't look any worse or better than I do, and I'm all orange and everything, and then I go home.
It takes 5 minutes. 5 minutes for us.
Yeah, then I go home, and I can't even wash that stuff off. The guy was making up my ears. He was putting orange makeup on my ears.
You can't even see your ears.
My ears are covered by my dog flap hairstyle.
And the other thing is, in the middle of the show, he runs out and starts doing your hands.
I know. In the middle of the show.
Yeah, we've already shot 2 segments.
Yeah, then he starts worried about my hands don't match my face because my face is orange, so he has to make my hands orange.
He just needs to touch you during the show.
I know,
really
constantly.
Wow.
Well, he's not allowed anymore to touch me.
He just needs to really hold...
He wants to be involved.
Right.
You know.
He's connected to you like an elephant.
Well, at least he does his job. You know, I enjoy the fact that he's paying attention to that. And he's into it. I like that, and that's good. But let him worry about the hair, not the makeup. You know, it started out he hardly was allowed on set. Now he's like, he's part of the show.
Don't you remember the first week we walked in? And I was like, man, who hired him? Because we couldn't afford anybody. So we hired people that liked us.
Yeah, right. We hired Ralph, who had done my prosthesis, if you will, at the Club Benet. He's a talented guy. I mean, the Johnny Carson makeup I thought was good. Some people said it looked like William Proxmire, but Al Michaels.
Now, how they figured that out, I don't know.
Al Michaels of ABC Sports said it looked like William Proxmire, which I said, hey, but at least it's you know, sort of in that vein.
Yeah, it's an authoritative figure.
Yeah, it's a politician, well known. The Golden Fleece Award.
Right.
So I don't know. So I got to change into my outfit. But what I will do is, we'll leave here, I figure, about 7:15, 7:30. We'll go into the pregame show, which Gary will get set up.
Mm-hmm.
By 8 o'clock, we're down at the gym. I will establish myself at the gym, and then I will take my microphone, Gary. You should be aware of what my plan is, my itinerary, if you will. Because I've already told Gary he's got to keep the riffraff away from me.
He's got to act as your bodyguard?
Yeah, well, like I see here on the notes for the TV show, it says, like, Tyrone Frazier sits at the table, and I go, wait, we're not supposed to have Tyrone at the table. When we want Tyrone, we'll call for him.
Yeah.
You know, they already got a slot for him.
We got security, and John's going to help with that, too.
Yeah, but nobody... Clear your throat.
What's that?
Clear your throat. What?
Oh, better.
Yeah, but don't do it with the microphone off.
Why?
I want people to hear what I have to hear.
I want people eating breakfast to hear that.
Yeah. Anyway, so then at around 8:15, I will go downstairs, or wherever it is, and address the press.
Now, how are you going to address them? What do you have to say to them?
Nothing.
Oh.
But they're going to have questions, aren't they? Press conference?
Never. Do they ever have questions?
Well, they're going to have questions about the boxing match, how it came about. They're going to want to know.
You think so?
Yeah, they're going to want to know predictions, what's going on inside. I'm going to paint a little bit of the scenario for them. They want me to address them. I will. I have agreed to address the press. I must address the press.
Well, you were the one who didn't want them there, and you said that those other guys could get coverage, but you didn't want to be around them.
Right. Well, I've decided for the good of the show, I will go and address the press to make sure the story is straight.
I see.
Of course, I will make a short statement to the press.
What is that statement?
About how... you want to know the gist of it, or you want to hear the whole statement?
I want to hear the whole statement.
Well, I'm not going to give it to you now. It's not going to be fun when I get on the air, but I'll tell you what it's about.
All right.
All right. I'm going to talk about... I want to reaffirm in the minds of the press that we are the greatest radio and television performers that ever lived. There's nobody who could have put this together the way we did on such short notice. There is nothing even equaling this kind of excitement going on in the dial anywhere else in radio or television. There's nobody trying anything different or new. We are the only station... Well, I mean, now on radio you see guys putting stuff together and putting together events and all this thing and doing a lot of talk.
Oh, well, now they'll be putting together celebrity fights,
right.
too.
When I started in radio, I swear to you, you couldn't find one guy talking. You couldn't find anybody doing anything. You used to find all-night shows that would take telephone calls and give advice.
You know what disc jockeys had almost become? Machines.
Yeah.
They're about to all be replaced.
They really were. So the point is, Robin, we have single-handedly changed the face of radio, and I want to reiterate.
Once again,
reiterate once again, even though some would argue with that kind of grammar, we want to reiterate that we are the greatest. All right? Plus, I think we should remind the world that there are white fighters. Well, Frank and Geraldo. Come on.
Come on. Well, they're getting older,
yeah.
I think.
But I'm
white
saying...
White fighters are dying.
Where else can
they're
you
like
find...
an endangered species.
Where else can you find white guys to box?
But you
on our
should
show?
maybe present this as an endangered species kind of topic.
Oh, yes. And the reason I'm doing this is to promote white boxing once again.
Yes, because they're dying.
Right. I mean,
they have no role model.
I'm sick of watching two black guys beat each other up. I could see that on the street any day.
In fact, you do.
Yeah, why do I have to pay for it? Tired of it. I'd like to see white guys pummeling one another.
Did you see Donahue yesterday, speaking of...
I was on the phone, unfortunately. It was on, but I couldn't really pay attention. I know there was the guys from the street gang.
Yeah, those old guys that Gary had been talking about. They were the same guys from the Ted Koppel show.
Yeah. I couldn't really watch. I was busy on the phone.
One guy was named Little Monster.
Oh, yeah.
The big guy was Little Monster.
Why don't we call Geraldo Little Monster? Because we need nicknames for these guys.
I've got two for each of them.
So around 8:15, I will address the press, and then around 8:30 or so, we begin the sort of pre-interview with Geraldo, pre-interview Frank Stallone. We got Len Berman standing by. We have one of the great champs, Michael Spinks, who will be down there that we're going to want to talk to. We had Joe Frazier scheduled. Who knows? He might show up. There's been a discrepancy in his schedule. But
is that right?
You never know.
My goodness, Joe had more than one thing to do?
Yeah, evidently he was shooting a commercial in Chicago or something. He was going to try and get back for it, so I don't know. He might be there. He's a wild card. The great Tyrone Frazier. There will be other greats. A very good boxing commentator, someone who you want to go to in the stands, would be Leslie West. He has a seat, and he will be actually commenting on the fight. We'll be
Leslie knows about fighting?
Evidently, yes. That's why I called him in as a commentator. Also, who else will be there? Noted and bloated attorney Dominic Barber bought 5 seats.
Oh, he only got 5 because he wanted to buy everything in sight.
Like his eating habits, he's gluttonous for seats. And
is he taking up all 5 seats?
Believe it or not, yes. He was afraid. He didn't want anybody taking up too much room on either side. So anyway, there's going to be a lot of excitement down there today. It's going to be one of the biggest shows of the year. As a matter of fact, my wife was telling me she was out somewhere spending my money.
Well, that's what her job is.
Yep. She does it well. She went to some fortune teller the other day. She says, I've been having dilemma. Should I go back to work? She says, no, your job is with the kids. And she said, yeah, I guess so.
Oh,
the kids and going shopping.
And coming to you.
Yeah.
To have you tell me to stay home and come to you.
That's it. But anyway, she was out somewhere, and the guy said, hey, you getting up early for the fight? Guess this guy gets up late. I don't know. But, I mean, people are... There's a tremendous audience for this today.
Absolutely. A good deal of excitement out there on the street.
All of the other radio stations are seething with jealousy.
Well, you know, if they had paid us, they could have simulcast.
That's right. We were offering a simulcast. $100,000 a station. But unfortunately, no one took it.
I wonder if people will be going to bars and sports clubs this morning.
Yes. Matter of fact, a lot of people get together for parties to listen to the play-by-play.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, they like it. They like the whole scene. Dominic's bringing a breakfast buffet to the fight.
But just for himself.
Well, unfortunately, it'll already be in his stomach. He'll have eaten it already. He's going to punch him and get it out.
He'll be able to tell you about it.
That's all. But there's a lot of excitement in the air. I'll go to the phones. I'll find out what the betting is. And by the way, let's come back from commercial and review what the bets are and who has what on what money. In fact, Tom Chiasano, general manager of 92.3 K-Rock, I saw him in the men's room yesterday. He says, I said, Tom, you got money on the fight? He goes, yeah, I bet some people. I go, who'd you bet? He goes, you know, you guys better review. I bet hundreds of dollars on...
I think you have a bet with Tom.
No, I don't. These two guys do.
Oh, it's those two. I knew he was in here betting with somebody.
And I also have a...
Remember it?
What?
He remembered it or he didn't?
No, he remembered it, but he wanted everything reviewed.
Oh, okay.
You know. He was going to go to the tape and review it.
Yeah. He lost that tape.
Yeah.
Says I got to get the tape to see how much I bet?
Yeah, he's confused.
We also have a late bet from Jessica Hahn. She phoned one in by answering machine.
Oh, you got to hear this message from Jessica Hahn. We'll be back.
Who's she betting, by the way?
Nobody knows. She's betting on Sylvester Stallone, it seems. She thinks Sylvester's fighting.
Oh.
We'll be back right after these words.
And let's get back to Scrapple in the Apple on the Best of Stern.
What, am I doing the show with you now, Gary?
No, you said you were going to review the betting.
Yeah, I'll do that. Don't write anything down.
I'm not writing it down. I had it in my file. You always yell at me that I don't have these things.
All right, give me that. I don't know. You're irritating me today.
Baba Booey.
Everything is. I mean, I look over and all I do is see you. I feel like I'm doing the show with you.
You want stuff to be done.
Just, okay, go out. Don't you have things to do? Get ready for the broadcast today. I'll call you in when I need you.
Seriously.
What?
Don't bust my balls. This is stuff you said I want to review.
I know. You're just irritating me.
But not on purpose.
Right. He sits down and he's getting himself comfortable, set up with his mic. It's enough. It's enough. I don't want to look over and see him. I'm trying to build a little cocoon here where I'm by myself. You understand, Ron?
I do.
You don't like somebody staring at you?
No, I wouldn't want that.
Big smelly Gary.
Baba Booey.
The reason I have the situation the way I do here in the studio is so I don't have to look at Fred, I don't have to look at Jack. I could see you, and I could put my head down here, and all of a sudden I look over, and Baba Booey is staring at my head.
Baba Booey.
Yeah, and it's just really, it kills the intimacy of radio. I'm going to have to see him all day today, starting with the game at 8 o'clock, the pregame stuff at 8 o'clock.
Baba Booey.
For that.
All right, I got $500 with Fred and Jackie. All right, I say Stallone's going to win. They say Geraldo's going to win.
Even money.
Even money.
Right.
All right. Gary, I got a $100 bet with.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Right.
He again, Geraldo, you, Stallone.
Right. Then I say, then I've got a $100 bet with each of them. 100. Fred, Jackie, and Gary. I got 100 each that I say there'll be a knockout with Stallone. But by the way, let me ask you something. What if Frank punches Geraldo so hard in the stomach or something like that that they say, okay, Geraldo can't fight animiore?
That's a technical knockout.
Right.
Yeah, so what you bet was that the fight wouldn't make it 3 rounds.
Right, exactly. So then I would win the bet.
Okay.
If it goes 3 rounds.
If it goes 3 rounds, these guys get $100 apiece.
So even if you win, you have to pay them.
That's correct. But I'd still make money. Not as much, obviously, because let's see, if Frank wins the fight, which I'm confident he will, that's $600 to me.
Mm-hmm.
I could lose $300 if there is no knockout, so I'd still make $300.
Right.
All right, so I'm covered.
But you
that
have
way.
a couple of other bets, don't you? No, I guess not.
Let's see, that's 6, 7, 8, no, $900 worth of bets. That's where I'm at.
Right. So if you won 900,
yeah,
you'd only have to give back 3.
Well, no. If I won, that's not how it works.
Oh.
If I won 600, I'd have to give back 3 if there was no knockout.
But where's the other 300?
If there's a knockout, there's the 300.
See, that 300's either
I'm
plus
so
or minus.
Yeah.
This is why I don't bet.
Yeah, you're better off just live through my bet.
The news.
Yeah. So,
you didn't bet anybody else, Howard?
No, nobody else would bet me. You know, I guess I was so convincing in my analysis that Frank would win, I scared all my bettors off. I brought in an even thou, so I got another 100 here. If I'll do another 100 on an even money bet.
Maybe Fred would do that. He has this new theory.
Yeah, what is your theory, Fred? Again?
Fred, if you want, I'll up your bet to
factor.
I'm
standing pat
at 250.
I'm standing pat at 250.
All right, because I'll give you a 350 if you want.
No, 250's fine.
Okay. If you're so sure about the Frank factor.
I'm sure about that.
Jackie,
I don't know
you're
why
pretty,
you wouldn't go
I'm
for
trying
it.
to think of something weird we could bet on.
Well, I really got kind of screwed because the knockout is, that's a pretty tough thing to perform in 3 rounds. So.
Well, you were pretty full of yourself when you were betting that you got.
No, I'm not. I'm not backing down. I'm into it. I'm here for it. I still think Frank can knock him out.
Want to bet on a broken nose? If there will be a broken nose?
That's like impossible.
These are 16-ounce gloves.
Is it? Is it?
Oh, then like Frank doesn't want to wear headgear, and Geraldo last night was like, "Hey, he has got to wear headgear."
What does he care what Frank wears?
I know. He's just like, I don't know, man. He has put up so many obstacles. I sometimes wonder if he's trying to back out of the fight.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, hey, I'm no fighter, so I think they're both nuts, but both these guys want to fight. I say let them go in with whatever they want to go in. If Frank wants to wear no headgear, it's better for Geraldo. Geraldo could knock him out better.
Yeah, he doesn't have to not wear headgear.
Yeah.
What, does he feel that he'll have to not wear it if Frank doesn't because of his macho attitude?
Yeah, because Geraldo doesn't want to be seen wearing headgear like a woman.
Did you talk to anybody about... Remember you were trying to figure out how well he was doing? Did you talk to our executive producer at all?
How well who was doing?
Geraldo's doing.
What do you mean?
Trying to figure out whether he's making a lot of money or not making a lot of money?
Yeah, I didn't know I was trying to do that, but yeah.
We had been discussing it. I thought it was on the air. But John said that he lives in a $7 million house.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Geraldo?
Yeah.
Oh, Geraldo got money.
I thought he had talked to you about that.
No, I didn't know that.
That was between you and me.
A $7 million house in Jersey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was such
That
a
must
thing.
be the whole state.
Yeah, you must have a whole little
Why
town.
would you get into a boxing ring and risk getting your brain smashed?
Because Geraldo is into that. I'm telling you. That's his thing. That's his hobby. He sees it as a science. He wants to box other celebrities. He goes down and trains every day. What's the point of training if you never
don't
get to...
ever box.
Yeah.
It's just like the Prince riding those stupid polo horses and breaking his neck.
Although, you know what happens a lot? You go down to the gym, and the guy in the gym is a pro and could probably knock you out in one punch. But what he does is he spars with you, and he dances. He starts to say, hey, look how good I am, man. I gave the guy a hard time,
Then you got to go out there and test your mettle.
But supposedly, someone was telling me that they saw Geraldo, one of the guys from the TV show was down at the gym and saw Geraldo actually having a real boxing match and holding his own. So, I mean,
Hey.
With a black guy.
Well, how old was he?
The black guy, young guy.
Really?
Yeah, like a young guy, up-and-coming
some blacks
boxer.
can't fight, huh?
Yeah, well, just show me one.
He wouldn't get himself into this unless he, had some idea what he was doing.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think, but we'll see what happens. What do I know? We will see.
I think you have to be crazy to get in the ring, so.
Exactly, but we're not getting in the ring.
That's right.
My wife goes, don't you get in that ring? I go, honey, I can barely walk. I don't get in the ring.
He can't get in the ring.
My wife's convinced I'm, like in shape or something.
The other day you were trying to get into the ring when we were shooting some of the priests.
I can't even lift my leg.
I said, oh, dear.
I can't even lift my leg.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Just because I exercise a little bit on weekends. So I got stomach pains every night from it. Let me see how the fans are reacting. And by the way, this is the phone message that Gary got from Jessica.
Oh, yeah, I want to hear her bet.
We only have it on a small little tape recorder, an Olympus tape recorder here, so let's see if you can hear this. Ready?
Okay.
Oh, Gary, it's Jessica. I can't believe you guys didn't... I'd love to bet against Stallone. You know how Sly used to pick me apart? I'd love to see him go down. I know Geraldo can do it. I mean, it's something I couldn't do when he used to piss me off and talk about me and, when I'm trying to make a living and all this stuff and he's making fun of me.
That's her big thing. I'm trying to make a living.
Everything is trying to make a living.
Yeah, she's always trying to make a living, Jessica.
I mean, she used to tell us that, too. I'm trying to make a living.
Yeah, well, who isn't? I'm just trying to make a living.
What are we doing?
Yeah. Well, we're trying to make a living. She wanted to bet on Frank, I think she meant to say, not Sly, but a lot of people make that mistake. She said Sly.
To Frank's chagrin.
Yeah, I know. That's why Frank's fighting today. He's angry. You say, why would a guy get in the ring? You'd be angry, too, if everyone called you Sly. Here's Jessica, who knows Frank. Well, Frank and Jessica, Frank has always said that Jessica was a bit of a, what do you used to call her?
Ditz.
A ditz. This, that.
Oh, yeah, he used to call her a lot of things.
Yeah.
I forget the exact words he used, but he was always saying bad things about her.
Yeah, so. Anyway,
Said he wouldn't date her mostly. So I think that's what it was.
That really upset her. Yeah.
And he'd never even met me. I was dying to get him in. I'd love to be in on this bet. If it's not late, I'd like to bet. I mean, I have cash for this. I mean, I'll do anything. Just, include me at least for like $100 or something. I'd love to see this. Bye, honey.
There's your bet.
Oh, there's my bet. I'll bet Jessica.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, fine. You want to bet Jessica $100?
Yeah.
All right.
She can have Geraldo. I'll take Frank.
Okay. There it is, Jessica. You have a bet with Robin. $100. I like how Jessica goes, I don't have any money, but for this I have money.
I have cash for this.
Yeah, cash money. Yeah, is that really true? You're making the bet with her right now?
Yes.
All right.
It is official.
Official bet.
I am officially betting you, Jessica.
$100. You paid Jackie and Fred for the bets finally, didn't you?
Yeah.
How many months did it take?
They're only a year older.
Yeah. It's good they had something to look forward to. You're on the air.
Hello?
Yes.
Is this Howard Stern?
Yes, it is. You're on the air.
Howard, let me turn my radio.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
No, it's off. It's off. Howard, this is brilliant what you're doing.
Thank you.
Hey, on another light, you know that TV show where you dumped all the stuff on Burgless?
Where do you wake up in the morning and hear a great fight like this?
Nowhere.
Nowhere. Here it is. It's happening today. The big fight down at the gym.
That's right. I can't believe you put this together.
Yeah, hey, Fred, do you have music and stuff for the fight? Like, hey, get me the Rocky album. I got it over in the production studio.
Okay.
Ask Gary to get it. He's not doing anything.
I thought Frank didn't want any Rocky music.
I gave, oh, yeah, but it won't be like dan, da, da, dan, da, da. It's from the other part of the album. Not only that, Frank doesn't want. Tell Frank to get in the ring and box.
I'm afraid he won't show up if you start playing Rocky music.
Gary, get the Rocky album.
Do you want to talk to Jessica?
What does Jessica want? I just talked to Jessica via your answering machine.
Okay. Well.
All right, I'll talk to Jessica. Hold on, sir. I'll get right back to you.
Okay.
Jessica, you got a $100 bet, okay?
Yeah, I never wanted to date Frank.
Oh, no, we didn't say you wanted to date him.
Nobody said that.
He said he didn't want to date you, and there wasn't even a date on the table. That's
right.
But I'd like to bet.
You got insulted because Frank wouldn't go out with you.
No, boy, are you kidding, Howard? I wouldn't go out with Frank if you paid me.
Oh, yes, you would. I know you would.
Do you remember that at your show you tried to set us up, and I said no?
I just know that you would.
I would.
I know if Frank Sweet talked to you.
You're such a wimp, but come on.
I know if Frank Sweet talked to you, you'd go out with him.
No,
I just know it, Robin.
She swore to me she wasn't going to go out with Sam Kinison.
Yeah, don't worry, she would.
I believe you?
I don't believe her for a minute.
Howard.
She would absolutely go with Frank Stallone. She's attracted to him.
I would go with the Elephant Man before I go out with Frank.
All right, so you'll date the Elephant Man for a while, and then you'll go out with Frank.
I'm not.
I never thought you'd go with the Elephant Man. You've hit an all-time low, Jessica.
I would not go out with Frank. I just have been dying for this. This is perfect.
All right, so you've got $100 now with Robin.
Hey.
I thought you have no money.
I have money for this.
How do you have money for this?
Howard.
Robin,
you're not being frivolous, are
Howard, I told both of you, Robin and Howard, what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I have some money.
Got a boyfriend?
Nope.
I don't believe it.
Well, but maybe she's dating a lot of men.
No.
Not one boyfriend.
All right, well, I guess you're going to be tuned in to find out how you do with your $100. By the way, a lot of people at home are betting as well.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of
betting
money.
pools all over the place.
Oh, yes, this is a big event. It really is.
It's major big.
Yeah, there's been a lot of controversy, too, about who will win.
I wonder what's happening in Vegas.
I don't know. I wish we only knew. I bet you Jessica knows.
Well, Geraldo at least sweats. He works out every day, and the other one's drinking tequilas and running on the beach, he says.
Yes.
That's a sunbed tan, believe me.
I know. I'm wondering right now if Frank is hungover. Frank was...
I hope he went to sleep.
Frank was real serious. He said, if Geraldo calls in, I will leave because I don't want to talk to that guy. He's getting himself all worked up.
He's another maniac. I couldn't
is.
believe what he was saying in here yesterday.
I know.
Geraldo gets pretty worked up, though.
Oh, yeah, Geraldo will be worked up. There's no problem, Mike.
I bet you Geraldo's not talking to anybody this morning either.
Right. Could be pretty tragic, today's story, too. I mean, these are two older guys. I mean, they could end up killing each other.
Oh, please.
Here, Geraldo's wife finally gets pregnant and everything else.
Oh, don't even say that.
Geraldo goes in the ring, gets the crap beat out of him.
Forget it. We would never be able to show our faces again.
And he's, why? What do we got to do with it? He's the one who wants a box, not me.
Oh, we'd be blamed.
Oh, come on.
It would be our fault, Howard.
Jessica, honey, you wouldn't blame Howie, would you?
No. Because you got Dominic there to take care of you guys.
Yes.
I love it. Hey, and I didn't say Heine.
Oh, come on.
Hi, Heine.
It was a combination of hi, honey, and Howard.
I thought it was just like you love Howard so much you love his Heine.
Yeah, well, now I'm going to start calling
What
it
have you want to say hi, Howard, and then you said hi, honey, and then it became
but
this.
Like Robin said, it's going to be a pet name. Well,
here's how it came out.
Hi, honey.
Hi, Heine. Hi, Heine. The new word was invented. All right, Jessica.
Okay, I love you, Dad.
What are you wearing now? You nude?
I'm in bed. I have a little candle lit. That's it.
Wow. Admit it, you love my ass.
I just love your ass.
You love me, don't you?
Yeah.
You wish I was in bed cuddling with you, don't you?
I wish anybody was in bed cuddling with me.
Yeah.
Don't say that, because a number of guys will rush up.
Frank Stallone will show up.
No, anybody but him.
All right, very good, Jessica. $100.
Yeah.
All right, there you have action.
I have a bet.
Yes, right.
Jessica giving you action, Robin. I never thought I'd see the day. Thank you, Jessica.
Bye, guys.
Jessica Hahn. Okay, where were we, sir?
Okay, I was just telling you about the fight, but getting back to the TV show with Burgess, where you dumped all the pudding or whatever on them.
Yes.
Okay, if you go back to that and you keep your eyes on Gary.
Yeah.
After the pudding dumps on him the first time, he starts looking up at the ceiling to see if it's going to dump again, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's like all of a sudden he like goes into a trance. His eyes roll back into his head, and the teeth are going, and you pause the VCR. It's the funniest thing.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you something. That's the look I get sometimes when I turn to the left and Gary's sitting in the chair next to me, and I see the eyes rolling and the teeth going and
the tongue hanging.
The tongue hanging and the lip hitting the desk. And it's just like, I can't take it anymore.
Exactly.
So I throw him out of the studio, and I know he's hurt, and he goes, I don't understand, Wolf. I don't understand why you throwing me out. And I go, it's just, I can't take it. There's so much going on with you.
You guys are all really...
I knew
what?
he'd show up.
Hey, I didn't say it.
Yeah, but no,
I don't mean to poke fun at Gary, but...
You guys, what'd you say?
I said, why don't you just make it louder? You know what it is. You're into this.
What?
You're into making me look like a jerk. I mean, I don't know. It should be surprised.
I'm not into making you look like a jerk.
After 8 years, but...
I just said I don't like somebody sitting there anyway. Yeah, he always goes. Yeah, I don't like somebody sitting there. It's annoying.
After 8 years, you decided you don't want somebody sitting there.
You know, some days it gets to me. It's annoying. What are you insulted for?
Because I'm trying to help you. You act like I'm here for some greater...
Sometimes I have to throw you out. You're getting on my nerves.
That's so nice, but you don't care. What do you care?
Oh, you've hurt him now. Look at that.
I am hurt. I said it. I'm hurt. All right.
Well,
now you know. Now you know.
If it was hug him? Sometimes if it's the most beautiful woman in the world sitting there, it's annoying. I'm trying to get into my radio show.
Name one of those times.
A lot of times.
Name one. Where the most beautiful woman, where pretty women...
Amy Lynn could be sitting there way too long, and I'll go, oh, get her out of here. I want some privacy.
All right.
All right, take it easy.
Hey, Howard, I know you got a lot of people that want to talk to you this morning.
Plus, Gary, when your lip starts hanging and hitting...
That's bull.
Your lip actually hits the desk.
So what do you do all day that you have time to sit with your VCR and pause it?
No,
you don't do that all day.
No, that's what I do for a living. They play it so late sometimes out here in L.A. that I have to time shift the program, and
time
like
shift.
I said, I was just watching.
I don't know what that means.
What is he in Quantum Leap?
Time shift.
I knew if I got him to speak long enough, I'd win.
All right, sir, I got to go.
Okay, hey, the empire grows.
I can't wait to look at that tape, though, I'll tell you that. I will go look at it.
Go ahead.
Is there a way to have a photograph made of a video still?
Yeah, so I can have it hanging on my wall. So I'm a very old man. I could look. I used to work with that guy. Robin, when we come back, I think we have to, either I'll play you the Bob Hope interview, or maybe we'll have to wait till tomorrow. Because we literally have to get in the car and get over there.
That's true.
We have prepared an excellent pre-fight show that you can listen to while we're en route for about 20 minutes, which will recap every bit of the history of the fight. How it came about, the various discrepancies in people's stories. This one saying he can't fight, that one saying he can't.
Different opponents.
Yes.
All that will be on the pregame show.
That's right. Big controversy with my mother. Everything included in that pregame taping. So you will have something interesting to listen to as we are en route. But I'll tell you what, let me take a break here, and then when I come back, I will take a few more phone calls. And
I like to keep talking, don't you think?
Because once we get down to the boxing match, there'll be very little time for talking to the audience. We will have to be doing expert analysis. I'll be holding my press conference.
Intensive at that point.
Fight intensive. That's FI. Call that FI. We'll be back right after these words. Okay, so now it's time to review the history of this big fight. How did it happen? How did we get to this point? How is it that there is one of the greatest boxing matches between celebrities going on the airwaves this morning? Well, if you remember, this event was born 5 months ago. This happened when I was driving around in a specially equipped broadcast van. We were driving around the city of Manhattan. I was boasting about my radio show's #1 rating. I was thanking the people in the van, and I just happened to pull up to Geraldo Rivera's gym. I stopped in, and I saw Geraldo, and I allowed Geraldo to pay tribute to me. And little did I know what this chance meeting would launch.
Now, who is this? This is your trainer?
Guru.
Four-time national champion of Romania.
Of Romania?
That's right.
I could beat the ass of any Romanian.
Oh, yeah?
I'm sure of that, can't I?
You can try. Right
is
now.
that right,
Stand up.
Guru?
Yeah.
You're a professional boxer?
No,
and you
amateur.
Amateur.
But they pay him in Romania, an amateur gets paid a weekly salary.
I see. So, in uranium, how much money can you make? Hey, if he's so cool, why can't he speak English? That's what I mean.
I cannot speak very well English because I'm here from 7 months, and that's why it's my...
And is Geraldo a big pussy, or can he kick some ass?
No, he's very good. He trains very hard. He punches very hard, and he's in a very good shape, and I think he can beat.
Would you come on my TV show and box somebody?
That's a good idea.
No, you would do
it? That's a great idea.
Would you do it?
That's a good idea. If it's a celeb, I don't want to box.
Who do you want to box?
Cauliflower ear guy.
You want to box Jessica Hahn?
Nah.
Get to that. Seriously, you want to come on the show and box?
Yeah, but if you get me a real fighter.
Well, now I knew what I had to do. I had to find Geraldo a real fighter, real quick. And the first and only man for a celebrity boxing match, in my opinion, was Robert Conrad. Do me a favor. If you want to do it, I can arrange it. He wants to come on and box another celebrity. I need you to do this. I swear it's legitimate and it's on the level. I know you don't believe me, but I'll prove it to you. I'll send it to you in writing. We'll do 3 rounds. You can knock his little ass.
No, you won't.
Oh, he won't last 3.
He'll do 1 round.
Oh, great. Please do it.
The longest part of the fight will be him showing up.
I want you to kick his ass.
No, I don't kick people's ass.
No, you're going to kick his ass.
He wants to get into the manly sport of self-defense. And if I find out from my neurologist that Tony hasn't knocked something loose, then...
you will do it?
I think I might. Yeah.
Whoa!
I think I might.
Oh, this is great. Oh, great. Okay, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I really am on the level.
Yeah.
And I will arrange for it as long as you're okay. And don't worry, we can, we can...
we can do nothing.
We can do nothing.
You have 8-ounce gloves and...
right.
No headgear.
Everything on the...
No headgear.
No headgear.
No headgear.
Okay?
Yeah, no headgear, 8-ounce gloves, and we got to have a little money here.
And let me... Oh, money,
a little
no
money.
Problem. Yeah.
A little money.
No problem. Robert Conrad turned out to be a false start. Didn't work out. He pussied out on me. So I started thinking, who else could I get to get into the ring with Geraldo Rivera? Who is psychotic enough, mad enough, lunatic enough to go into the ring with Geraldo Rivera? Of course, I came up with the name G. Gordon Liddy, the rat-eating Watergate burglar. Do you box?
Irresponsible.
Are you a boxer?
I can box. I'm better at martial arts than I am at boxing. But I can.
Would you care to box Geraldo Rivera on my TV show?
I was with Geraldo Rivera just 2 days ago.
2 days ago?
Yeah, he was interviewing me, but we got along well. There didn't seem to be any reason.
Would you mind boxing him on my TV show? He is looking to box a celebrity.
Is he really? Well, it's all right with me if it's all right with Geraldo, and we can fit it into the schedule.
Wow.
All right.
Now, there's a good match.
An opponent.
Who do you think would win that? I bet you...
G. Gordon. I'm going with him, yeah.
Yeah, because I cheat.
No, you can't cheat, though. It's going to be a couple of... You really will go a few rounds?
Sure, I go for a few rounds.
Gary, get Geraldo on the phone. Bob Conrad pussied out.
Bob Conrad was a boxer at one time.
Whether he was a boxer one time or another, he won't box Geraldo. I spoke to him. He wouldn't do it. Geraldo, I bet you kick his ass.
No, Geraldo, when I saw him, was dressing, and I saw him from the waist up, naked, and he's well
turned
built.
on?
He's well built.
G. Gordon Liddy versus Geraldo Rivera. Now, this was bound to be a massacre, with lots of bloodshed, carnage, murder. The ratings would be huge. There was only one problem. Geraldo would not box G. Gordon Liddy. He thought he was too old, too ancient, too senile, too decayed. Just when I thought that the boxing match was destined to be an abortion, I had one last card to play. Listen, about this boxing match.
You understand about Liddy?
Wait a second, I got big news for you.
All right, what?
All right. Frank Stallone.
Sly's brother?
Yeah. Now
absolutely.
Hold on our phone right now is Frank Stallone.
Frank is on the phone. Great.
Hey, Frank.
Hi, Geraldo. Hey, Frank, how you doing? Good, man. How are you?
Now, Frank,
I have the tiger.
Geraldo, let me tell you what happened yesterday. I had Frank Stallone on the air with me, and I said to him, hey, what about you boxing Geraldo?
And I said I like Geraldo. And I said I like Frank.
Yeah, it's not that you don't like, but Geraldo felt, hey, I don't want to fight G. Gordon Liddy because he's an old man and everything. And he said, hey, get me a celebrity who, is more my own age. And, so it won't look stupid.
What do you weigh, Frank? About 185. Oh, I'm giving you that 25 pounds, but see, I like that. I like being...
Yeah, but Geraldo, Geraldo, wait a second. Frank, don't say anything yet.
Okay.
Let me tell you what happened in the hall, Geraldo.
Go ahead.
So I'm in the hall with him. I'm there with Andrew Dice Clay and a bunch of other guys. And Frank goes, gee, you think I should fight Geraldo? So I go, yeah, why not? I mean, you say you've boxed a couple of times. He's boxed as much as you've boxed, Geraldo. Yeah, Frank.
I had 24 fights. You have 24 fights? Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Well, Geraldo, Who do you fight?
Who, me?
Yeah.
What do you mean, who did I fight? Are you fighting your pro, Frank? No, I wasn't a pro. I fought in the gloves and stuff. You did?
Well, that's what Geraldo did.
Did you take your brother? I've dropped him. You have? Yeah. Well, he was a southpaw, Geraldo. But you know what the thing is?
Wait, can I just say something?
No, Howard, you can't.
Let me tell you what happened yesterday, Geraldo. So everyone started arguing in the halls who would win. And we were trying to pump up Frank, saying, yeah, you could do it. But Frank smokes, and he's a little out of shape. I got to say that. So he's all nervous in the hall going, like a woman, he's going... Oh, I don't know. And then Dice says, you're going to be eating canvas. Geraldo looks like he could drop you. Don't call me when you're eating canvas. And Frank goes, oh, I better not fight, because what if I lose? I'll be the laughing stock. Do we wear headgear?
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. You better tell the truth, Frank.
You have to fight by the real amateur rules. That means you got to have gear, 3 2-minute rounds. You have to have a certified referee. You got to have a real ring. At least the dimensions got to be.
So, Frank, are you going to be a pussy or are you going to do it?
Howard.
Are you going to be a pussy, Frank, or are you going to fight Geraldo?
Howard.
What?
So what you're saying, Geraldo, it's more like a sparring session. Well, no, it'll, yeah. I mean, we won't. You're not going to kill each other, and you got the headgear on, so you can't really hurt each other. So it's moving, yeah. See, what Howard was saying, Let's do it on the 15th. That's a Friday night. Huh?
When do you
want the 15th? We'll do it on Howard's show. Okay.
You're into it, Frank?
Yeah. I mean,
all right, yeah. All right, let's get some betting.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun. We'll have fun.
All right,
and then whoever wins gets to knock out Howard. That's what. Howard.
Yeah.
You need a nose adjustment.
I don't want two pansy asses sitting there and playing. I want to fight.
Talk about fighting.
We'll give you a good fight.
I'm going to put money on this.
We'll give you a good fight.
All right. Well, let me get this straight now. You see, Frank is out of shape. Geraldo's in real shape. But I think Geraldo goes to one of those yuppie gyms and works out.
Go to Kingsway on 40th and 8th.
So,
Howard, do you think I'm out of shape?
Yeah, I do. I see you smoking like a chimney. Geraldo's going to kick your ass, maybe. You know what? I'll put...
If it goes the distance, I got a chance. But
how many rounds is this
25
fight?
25 pounds. He may stop me early, but I've never been stopped, so we'll see.
How many rounds is this going to go?
3 rounds, 2 minutes.
Yes, this morning we're reviewing the history of the big fight. The fight you're about to hear. We're only a few short hours away. 9:30 is fight time. Now, Geraldo claims he's never been stopped. Frank claimed he dropped Sly Stallone. Were they full of it? Who cares? I had a boxing match on my hands. I was excited. The scrapple in the apple. This was going to happen. There was money to be made. Yes, big money to be made. Hey, Frank, I'm putting heavy money on you. I think you can kick his ass. Oh, yeah. Who wants to bet?
With Geraldo.
Hold it a second. Hold it. Wait a second. Let me get this straight before you say anything, Frank. Freddie, what do you want?
$250 on Geraldo.
All right, that's fine. You're covered.
Right, how much?
$250. That's $500. What do you want?
$100 on Geraldo.
$100 on Geraldo.
You guys are betting against me.
I'm betting on you.
Howard's taking all the action.
You can do it. You better
I can't believe it. Freddie and Jackie are betting.
We love you,
Frank.
but
money's money.
I see the way you're sucking down cigarettes in here.
Yeah, Geraldo's in great shape, man.
You better watch the Rocky movie and start imitating what your brother did in that.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I think
After 1 minute, you're going to be so winded.
I think Frank could grab Geraldo and beat the hell out of him.
No, you know what Frank's going to do?
But if they got on gloves and headgear, Geraldo's going to stay away from him.
Absolutely.
Frank is going to work Geraldo's ribs.
Frank's going to
Am I
throw
right?
3 punches and he's going to
Hey,
out of
Frank.
breath.
Yeah, shut up, you two chumps. Hey, Frank, I've got now
you looked at me yesterday, Freddie and Gary. Do I look out of shape to you? I can still run 4 miles a day. I just ran 4 miles this morning.
That's nothing.
Robin.
4 miles?
Hey,
miles.
Frank, I'm winning $600 on you.
I'm taking Frank drinking the night before.
Well, you got to remember, too, you saw me hitting what's his name.
You looked good, but you're not, you
were hitting Dice's hand, though.
All right.
I mean, and Dice was saying he didn't feel anything.
You guys are a bunch of...
But we didn't see Geraldo hit anybody.
Judases. I can't believe it.
I'm a Judas?
No, not you.
I just took $600 on you.
No, Gary and Freddie are Judases.
I was watching him box out in the hall. I'm going with Frank Stallone.
All right. We never saw Geraldo hit anybody.
Geraldo's got 2 hit shows. Frank's got nothing to live for. I'm saying he's going in there with Eye of the Tiger.
But remember one thing, though.
Yeah?
Out of my 24 fights, I had 19 knockouts.
And let me tell you something. Are you not going to work his ribs? Aren't you going to work his ribs?
Oh, I'll go for that right away.
Yeah. Oh, well, tell him what you're going to do. Tell Robin what you told me in the hall.
What's your strategy?
What's your strategy?
Like Geraldo doesn't know about his ribs.
Well, Geraldo's a big pussy sometimes.
And he's littler.
Hey, to tell you the truth, it doesn't look like Geraldo could hurt anybody with a punch.
Hey, you can't take back your bet.
No,
I'm on Frank.
Hey.
That's right. The bet.
And then I'm going to take Freddie and Gary and
anybody else.
Let me ask you a question.
I'd bet Robin, but you don't pay.
Sugar Ray Leonard look like he could take Marvin Hagler?
What is that?
What? Excuse me. Wait a second. You're comparing Sugar Ray Leonard and Geraldo? What are you, nuts?
I'm just saying body types. I'm saying body types, Frank.
Frank, we love you.
Frank, you fought Mickey Rourke, right?
No, I used to spar. I used to spar like in the gym with Carlos Palomino.
Now it's sounding worse and worse. Tensions were building around this fight. Frank was insulted by Jackie, Fred, and Gary, but the battle was moving full speed ahead. Frank was training like a madman, working on his tan. Frank, I think, has something to prove in this fight. He has to show all of the idiots out there who is the king. I believe he has tremendous motivation for this fight. But all of a sudden, as the fight was moving along, something else threatened to kill the scrapple in the apple. You'll find out what when we come back from these commercials. Here we are back. I'm recapping how the scrapple in the apple came about. We are en route right now. We are heading down toward the boxing match, and what we're doing is reviewing everything that happened leading up to the fight. There was a lot of controversy. As a matter of fact, the scrapple in the apple was being protested, but not by any anti-boxing demonstrators or that pain-in-the-ass Geraldo. It was my wet blanket, party-pooping mother.
Howard, are you still considering that Geraldo fight?
No, we're not considering it.
Oh, you're not?
No, it's all...
Okay, then
canceled
I have no reason for the phone call.
Come on, get away. What is the matter? You need airtime? Oh, that's right. I forgot your friend from Denver's in town. You need to show her that you can get on the radio.
Oh, cut that out.
My mother calls up the other night. What are you doing with that Geraldo fight? It's not right to teach violence. I go, Ma, Geraldo wants to fight.
I heard you say everybody should behave themselves.
Yes.
And do the right thing. Now, are you considering the consequences of a fight?
What are the consequences?
Are you showing off? Are you showing off?
Somebody could get very injured.
That's what we're hoping for. I'm hoping Geraldo gets his knock.
You're not hoping for that.
I hope his block gets knocked
I
off.
know that you are a very sensitive human being, and you would be very upset if somebody really got hurt.
When two people go into a boxing ring, the idea, the object
but you
of
don't have to promote that.
I'm not promoting anything. This is Geraldo's dream. Frank Stallone has a dream to knock Geraldo's block off.
I didn't get that impression at all.
Well, then why do you think Frank Stallone is doing it?
I have no idea.
Why do you think...
And I wouldn't encourage it if I were you. And you know I don't tell you what to do.
You do it, I tell you what. You and your friends. This is my mother.
Please don't.
By the way, this is my mother.
Nothing to do with my friends.
This is my mother.
Friends have nothing to do with you.
This is my mother.
This has nothing to do with a friend. This has to do with my own.
This is my mother trying to impress her friend. That's all this is.
Oh, you better stop that.
Her friend is in from Denver. She has to show her friend she's a star.
Oh, my friend from Denver.
My friend from Denver saw the cover of Esquire. We were walking by.
Howard.
That's
something else.
Oh, that's something else?
Right.
All right.
How many
people today will you tell that I'm your son?
Nobody.
My mother goes around. You ought to wear a billboard. What do you call those?
A jacket.
A jacket. This is Howard Stern's mother.
A neon lighted one, right?
You know, I try to keep a low profile. I was saying to my wife, don't tell anyone. My mother goes into a restaurant. I'm Howard. She announces it with a megaphone.
If I decide to tell somebody that's my
I'm Howard Stern's mother.
To be my son.
Howard Stern's mother here. Get you Howard Stern's mother.
Am I Howard Stern's mother or not?
Oh, you are, honey.
Okay.
God bless you.
That's the fact of life. And I'm not...
Hey, I'm thinking of writing a book about you like Patty Davis. I think you raised me the same way.
Really?
Believe me, I think my mother was a little doped up.
What stories could you tell about me?
How you hit me and beat me.
Yeah,
just
you
like
were
Patty
really
Davis.
Beaten. You were one kid that I couldn't catch you to beat you.
Yeah, oh yeah. Tell everyone how you had the coat hanger and you beat me.
Oh, believe me.
Did you? Yes or no? Did you beat me with a coat hanger?
Stick to the topic, Howard.
Hey, Mike, you're a woman not of violence, but yet you beat me with a coat hanger.
Oh, Howard, I did not.
What do you expect him to do? Of course he's into fighting.
Ron,
Yeah.
do you believe
When those two are in the ring, I'm imagining myself and you with the coat hanger.
Well, then you get in the ring, and I'll get in the ring.
Who do you think will
with
win,
you.
Mom? I'm kind of curious what your bent is.
Who are you
do you
betting
think?
on?
Who is stronger, Geraldo or Frank Stallone?
I don't even contemplate those ideas.
Who do you think would win in a fight?
I don't even think of that.
I know, but who do you think will... My mother's now like a yogi.
Yeah.
She is a woman of peace.
And so are
She should
you.
also be able to predict
you are
the future.
a man of peace. I heard you say everybody behave themselves, do the right thing.
Yeah.
I'm for that, and I know that you are. Howard, I don't think that this is such a good idea. I really don't.
Well, why don't you keep your opinions to yourself?
Is it a bad idea for people to play tennis?
Tennis is fine.
That is
Tennis
a sport, and so is boxing.
These two guys are... This is what they want to do for fun. And they're raising money for the mentally retarded to boot.
Robin, somebody really could get hurt.
So that's the idea.
But they're supposed to be experts at this. People could get hurt on a tennis court.
Does anybody out there... Excuse me, Mother. Excuse me, Ma.
That's on their own speed. It's not somebody knocking them down and hitting them.
Anybody out there feel sorry for me right now? I mean, maybe you think I'm not a great guy, bad guy, but now you see why I have become the way I've become.
You're used to this.
I'm so tired of your morality lessons. I don't know where you got all this morality from, but God bless you, Ma. You got a lot of morality.
I don't have morality. I just know right from wrong. And two people fighting...
You're wrong.
Is not good.
This is not fighting. This is fisticuffs.
Oh, it's not the right
And fisticuffs is...
This is a sport, a science.
Dad will teach you boxing today. He'll put on some gloves and knock you around a
Your
little bit.
father doesn't box anybody.
Yeah.
And
He's thinking of getting a 3-rounder with you.
Promote things like
be the
that.
undercard.
I don't know what's happened to you. I don't know what's happened to you.
Mother, I am a fan
You're out
of...
of control, Howard. I don't think this is the right thing to do.
Wait, I got to...
he enjoys a boxing match every once in a while.
Tell the child when she...
I enjoy watching boxing. I enjoy fighting. I enjoy seeing it.
When did you ever enjoy that?
I've always watched all the boxing matches. I buy the pay-per-view when I...
Not true.
What?
Not true.
Do you know who your son... Are you sure you're my mother?
Why you want to create this...
I think I was adopted. Call my wife and ask her if I ever buy the
Your
games.
wife? I know you just as well as your wife knows you.
No, you don't. That's your problem. You're jealous of my wife. That's your problem.
Next test is for you.
And you know something? Robin just hit on it. In a couple of days, we're going to be calling your house.
Yes.
And there's going to be a quiz. I'm going to quiz you, and I'm going to quiz my wife. I'm going to see who knows me better.
I'm in for it.
You don't even know me.
I don't know you.
You don't know what I do. You know what? You have this... My mother has 2 stories she remembers of me as a little boy.
What's that?
One where I defended this little girl, Debbie Harris.
Yes.
You did?
I did. And another one where one of the camp counselors said I was a leader, but I chose not to be one.
I had it in writing. I had it in writing.
Ma, that was some college kid who was a camp counselor. Didn't know anything about me.
Oh, no.
And this is my mother's big story. She got 2 stories about me.
Position,
oh, get out of
you
here.
have children under your wing. You can pretty much tell a lot of things.
You know what's sad, Ma? Scott the engineer knows me better than you do. That's the saddest thing about it. Scott the engineer, a bald-headed idiot like him knows him.
Scott and find out what he knows about
I tell you what, Robin, the next test is my wife, my mother, and Scott the engineer.
All right.
And I bet you Scott the engineer knows me better than all 2 of them put together.
Nobody knows you better than I do.
You don't really know me. You don't.
We'll see. We will test you.
What,
You don't know I like boxing?
The fact that I don't know you, right?
You don't know I
That's
like boxing?
wonderful.
Do you know I like boxing?
Howard, you do not like boxing. It's me you're talking to. You don't have to lie.
You think Robin's going to bang Edward James Olmos?
Please.
Robin is wonderful, and Robin does the right thing.
That's right.
She sure does.
Thank you.
In more ways than you know.
I know that Robin does.
You know Robin's a 3-input woman?
Oh, will you bet?
Would you ever do that, Ma?
Do what?
3 inputs.
What?
3 inputs for Dad.
Please, Howard. Let's discuss the Geraldo fight.
I wonder if my mother would ever consider. I know my mother would never do that. She would never put out for my father, though. If Dad really wanted that, you wouldn't give it to him?
Dad and I are very compatible. Whatever we do, we enjoy.
I wonder if Dad ever gets kinky.
Well, that's a good question for him, right? Someday you'll have to answer.
Does he ever tie you up?
Howard.
Would you ever consent to being tied up?
Are you going to do this Geraldo thing? Are you going to promote this?
Yes, and stop it already. Stop with your morality lesson.
I have to be...
Geraldo's a grown man. Frank is a grown man. And they're going to go in the ring and...
They're very reluctant to do it.
No, they're not. You're absolutely wrong. You have no idea what you're talking about. Geraldo was dying to do it.
They aren't reluctant to do it. You shouldn't be behind this.
I don't want to hear from you about this. You want you're such a... You want to shave your head, put on sneakers, and sing the Hare Krishna? Go ahead. That's your business. Don't get involved in my enjoyment. I want to see who wins the fight.
Will you put me on your show to do it?
No.
Oh.
Just go live in a monastery.
All right.
Can't believe it.
Just remember.
Why don't you take a broom and go to L.A. help them sweep up over there with Edward James Olmos and Robin?
Just tell me you're going to think about it.
Think about what?
Think about what?
About this, promoting this.
Of course I'm going to think about it. That's the problem with you. You get inside my skin and you make me think about stuff that I don't want to think about.
Well, this will do you good to think about.
I'm not thinking about it. This time I'm not thinking about what you're saying.
Oh, I think you will.
Oh, I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, I'm not, Mommy. Mommy?
Mommy, that's it. That's what you call me, Mommy. And everybody
Do you want that? You want me to be 5 years old calling you Mommy again? That's what you want.
Well, is that possible?
That was no treat, believe me. Being at your mercy.
You were a cute little boy. You were wonderful.
Yeah, well, that's too bad.
What can I say?
Yeah, that little boy don't exist anymore.
Well,
welcome to the jungle.
Roll up too fast. All right, Howard.
You should have breastfed me.
Howard.
That's a disappointment. I would have been smarter.
You're still disappointed, huh?
Breastfeeding's the way to go.
Well, you know, Howard, you just have to give up on that.
But look at
hey, it's never too late, Robin. Ma, you want to breastfeed?
I don't know if you can
my mother's got a hell of a set of jugs. My mother's a D cup.
Prove your intelligence.
Do you know my mother's a D cup?
You keep telling me.
Isn't that something?
That's not true.
That's a banquet I would have had.
Give a lot of false information.
You are a D cup.
Some true, but a lot false.
Mommy, you're not a D cup?
No, I'm not a D cup.
You're not?
No.
You were at one time. But what happened when you get old?
No, I was never a D cup.
Really? See?
Yeah.
What are you, 45D?
I never thought about it too much.
What are your measurements?
What?
What is your measurements?
Measurements what?
What is your bra size?
I don't know. I don't think.
42D?
Anyone's interested in my bra size.
You're incredible.
I'll tell you one thing, they're real crowd pleasers. My mother's a lovely woman. Let me tell you something. You know what it is? She's got this morality thing. She's become very close to Gandhi. She's almost.
Gandhi is
her name isn't Ray Stern anymore. It's Ray Gandhi.
Is that right?
Ray Gandhi.
I always admired Gandhi.
That's right.
Gandhi, yes.
Yes, and she is now like Mahatma Gandhi.
And so are you.
She's Mahatma Coat.
And the son is like the mother.
Right. And listen.
And I'm proud of it.
Listen, when two grown men want to do fisticuffs, it's fine.
Well, I didn't get
It's done with gloves. It's done with a ref. It is a sport.
I think you should forget about it. If they're going to, really go seriously at it, it's ridiculous. For what?
Because it's a sport. It's the same way. Why do football players go at it? Why do baseball players go at it?
Well.
Why do bowlers go at it? There's no reason why. It's just something to do.
Well,
it's a personal satisfaction that they get out of it.
Something to do.
Something you don't get a personal.
Anybody and gives you self gratification is fine.
All right. Okay. I think we've heard enough. Have we all heard enough?
I think he's made her point.
You've made a point.
I think so too. All right, Howard.
All right. I bet. Let's hope all your friends heard you today.
Oh, I hope so.
All right, Mother. Let me tell you something.
Enemies, let me tell you.
That's right. I love you.
All right, I love you too.
You're a saint.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, there's the tape of my mother with her big morality. Hey, I say morality, schmorality. Today, Geraldo Rivera and Frank Stallone meet their date with destiny. Nothing can prevent the scrapple in the apple. The scrapple in the apple will take place. Two men, two wills, put to the test. One will walk out of the ring victorious, the other, a schmo. At long last, the Scrapple in the Apple. After these words, we are live ringside.
And we're back with the best of Stern. We're at the gym, Scrapple in the Apple. It's Geraldo Rivera and Frank Stallone on the best of Stern.
We are on the air, Robin, live
from the gym.
From Kingsway Gym. That's right. Ready for 3 great amateur rounds of boxing. Robin, it's hard to believe the day has finally come. I see no boxers here. I don't see, Stallone has not, has Stallone made it in here, Gary, yet?
No, Stallone's not here yet.
And Geraldo's not here yet?
Geraldo's not here, or Stallone. Stallone's trainer is here? Is he getting ready back there? Oh, he just got here. The fighters will be making their way into the room. I see some people in the stands. There are actually some people already sitting.
The audience is filling in.
Yeah. No
action. You feel the excitement, the
I know.
buzz?
Now, a lot of press is outside, Gary. Who is downstairs waiting for my press statement?
Okay, CNBC is out there.
CNBC? Gee, it's hard. Gee, that's a tough channel to get on. Everyone we know does a show at CNBC.
Absolutely.
If you're just a guy walking down the street and you walk by CNBC, they'll give you a show.
Of course, Steppin' Out Magazine is here.
All right, Steppin' Out Magazine.
And then you thought that was the bottom, but I think below that is, I can't even fully remember, but I think it's like the Bayside News or something.
Oh, no.
What happened to Good Morning America and Entertainment Tonight and all them?
They, like you said, they must be running late.
Yeah, well, maybe I should wait a few minutes before I go outside and make my statement.
What makes you think that they were going to be here?
Well, they called. They said they were coming, yeah.
Oh.
So my agent said, and that's, hey, Dan, didn't they say, where's Dan? Hey, Dan, didn't they say that Entertainment Tonight and Good Morning America were going to be here?
Entertainment Tonight lost a little interest when they found out they couldn't get inside, but they still may come.
Yeah, and what about Good Morning
America? The other people call this, they're going to come when they can get here.
I see. Well, maybe I'll wait a few minutes to make.
Yeah, I'd wait about 10 or 15 minutes.
10 or 15 minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
Before the big press conference.
Yeah.
Even though you're making the press stand in the rain and they're already upset.
Are they? Well, what can I do? Listen, Geraldo doesn't want any press in. He wants exclusivity on the event, and I certainly understand that. But I will go downstairs and make my speech, Robin.
Do you have something written?
I have a statement written, a prepared statement, and then I will address questions from the press.
Okay.
I guess that'll be Chauncey from Steppin' Out.
He always has questions.
Why did I get out of bed?
I told you these press conferences never work.
Let me explain the scene down here. Len Berman isn't here yet. He'll be calling the fight. We're going to have 3 judges.
Yes, I have the names of the judges, as a matter of fact.
We have 1 female judge. She's considered the top female judge in the country. What is her name, Robin?
Let's see. They didn't give me her name.
On the bottom.
On the bottom?
Hey, Robin.
What?
You have a piece of lint on your breast. I'm looking at it.
Oh, my.
Look at that.
You weren't lying.
I'm looking. Robin's got one of her low cleavage tops because we're also shooting a television show down here.
Carol Castellano is the
Carol Castellano,
best-known female judge in the world.
Yeah, and the other 2 judges will be
Arthur McCanty Jr.
Yep.
And
Arthur McCanty Sr.
Is he going to judge as well as the referee?
As ref, yeah. There'll be 3 judges. The ref is acting as one of the judges.
Very good.
And I guess Geraldo and Frank will each have somebody in the ring with them.
Yeah, they'll have cornermen. I think Frank will have Tom Petty, that guy who was
the guy who wrote that song about L.A.?
No. Tom Petty, not Tom Petty.
Oh, okay. We've got to save L.A. We got to keep it from burning down. What was that song? Oh.
Peace in
L.A. Boy, that got off to a great start.
Oh, yeah, it's number 1.
Yeah. And, hey, where is Tom Petty? Was Stallone out drinking last night? Frank Stallone, I think Frank has a lot to prove tonight, Robin.
Yeah.
I really do.
Number 1, that he has been training.
Right. Hey, Tom, come on up here, man. This is Tom Petty, Frank Stallone's trainer and manager for this fight. Tom Petty, everybody knows him. Long blonde hair, looks like a Cro-Magnon man. Oh, that's Tom Petty I'm describing. This is Tom Petty. Tom, you were out with Frankie last night, Frank Stallone?
Frank's on his way.
Yeah, last night was our night of moderation. We only had, a big dinner of pasta, a few beers.
Was that called carbohydrate loaded?
Yeah, loaded up on carbohydrates.
Few beers or on the training?
Here he is, Frank Stallone, everybody.
There he is.
Pre-fight interview. Frank Stallone, everyone. The great boxer Frank Stallone, Academy Award nominee. Frank, get close to the microphone. I see you here with your trainer, Tom Petty. How do you feel, Frank?
I feel fine. I feel in shape. I've been in the gym.
When you see Geraldo walk in, will you acknowledge him at all?
Yeah, I just really want to kind of get back to my dressing room and get ready.
You don't want to see him?
I just don't like to hang around too much. Just get myself in.
Does it bother you that Geraldo has given you the ladies' room to change in?
Nah, it's okay.
You don't care, right? That makes you even angry.
Doesn't bother me at all.
You feel you have something to prove today?
No, this has nothing to do with anything until you get into the ring.
I see. Now,
so I'm just going to say hello to everybody. I really want to get back in and start warming up.
Hey, by the way, Frank, hey, where's Ralph? He wants to bet me. He wants to take Geraldo.
Is that right?
I'm taking another 100 on you.
Anyone can bet.
Where's Ralph? Hey, Ralph, come up here. I'll take another. What do you want, a $100 bet?
Yeah, 150. Double or nothing next time I do your hair.
No, $100 bucks.
$100 bucks.
Ralph can bet whoever he wants. Bottom line is when you get into the ring.
I'm going with the Fred factor. He gets clumsy.
A lot of the people are saying, let me say something, Frank, before you go.
Frank.
A lot of people are saying that there is a Frank Stallone factor. Have you heard this?
Well, that's fine.
That you fell off the stage when you were performing your big hit song.
Right.
You were in concert, you fell off and broke both ankles.
Now, I told him there was a
pulled
rope.
off the stage. I never fell off the stage.
He's more interested in the
But I
way
want to go back into the ring.
All right, Frank Stallone, everybody.
All right,
Get
he's
ready.
very serious this morning.
Very serious. You don't want to be psyched out.
That's
Tom,
right.
Do not doubt my fighter.
Tom, you're going to go back there with Frank. One thing about the Frank Stallone factor. Did you know that Frank fell off the stage and broke both ankles?
Listen, what matters is how he performs, not only in the ring, but outside, and I think he performs just fine.
Tom Patty, everybody, the big trainer, Frank Stallone's trainer. All right, the tension is building up. Frank Stallone with a very short statement. He had to leave immediately. Did you notice that?
He likes to get to his dressing room and be alone before the fight.
Yeah, hey, Tom. Make sure that Frank doesn't break his ankles in the ladies' room.
Yeah, watch all the steps.
All right, listen, I got to take a break. When we come back,
Oh no, Frank!
when we come back, our pre-game show, Tyrone Frazier, the great boxer, who knows something about losing boxing matches, Robin.
Yes,
and
he'll tell us what it takes to do that.
He'll tell us what it takes to lose. Also, Spinks is here, the great Michael Spinks.
Yes.
And we'll be talking with him in just a moment. We got to take a short break.
Oh, he just entered the room.
Yeah, and then I'll go out and make my statement to the press. There's a lot going on. We'll be back in a few seconds. Geraldo Rivera versus Frank Stallone. It is called the Scrapple in the Apple.
Back to Scrapple in the Apple, the fight between Geraldo Rivera and Frank Stallone on the Best of Stern.
Hey, anyway, we are here. We are here.
You know who I saw?
Yeah.
I saw the guy who goes, "Let's get ready to rumble."
Let's get ready to rumble.
There he is.
There he is. We got a lot of big celebrities here. I want to first introduce to the crowd Michael Buffer. I just want to hear one good "Let's get ready to rumble." Michael, you will be the ring announcer. Is that correct?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, not yet. Okay.
Yeah, do it. Let me just.
No, I can't do it.
Come on, let me just see.
I'm only good for one a day.
Give me a preview.
It's like that's why I got divorced.
Hey, you do it on all the big matches. Why do they always call you? Is it because of the way you say "Let's get ready to rumble"?
Well, I sort of created a thing where they get the crowd up and they're ready to run. Oh, I almost said it. I got to be careful.
Michael, not a bad-looking guy.
That's what I said. You know, he's great looking, and then all of a sudden he
Hi,
says,
Robin.
"Let's get ready to rumble" like that, and you think something's wrong.
What are you, a radio guy or something with that voice? Do you do voiceovers or something?
Well, no, my real voice is sort of like because I talk like this.
Michael's too goofy for you, Robin. Forget it. You're not allowed to go. Are you single?
Yes.
Oh, you are?
20 years I've been single.
How long?
20 years I've been single.
Wow, Robin. Well, take a look at Robin's cleavage then. I'll direct your attention.
Yeah. I can put my microphone in there. And
let's get ready to rumble.
We'll be ready in a little while.
Hey, supposedly Michael is notorious in the Atlantic City area. He dates lots of women.
Is that right?
In fact, that's the way his agents said have him on the phone because he dates so many women.
Who do you date?
Well, I live in L.A., but I work in Vegas and Atlantic City.
Who do you date? You don't want to say?
No, I'm single. I mean,
ever had Suzanne Summers or someone like that?
Suzanne Summers?
I don't know. Yeah.
Suzanne Summers.
So anyway, you will be the ring announcer today, and we're looking forward to hearing the voice of Michael Buffer, the ring announcer.
Yeah.
Let's get ready.
Great to be here.
Rumble. Hey, who are you picking, Michael? Who do you pick in the fight?
I never like to make a pick. I just, Saturday I worked in Las Vegas. I had a great fight, Meldrick Taylor and Terry Norris, and, they're both friends of mine, and I think it's the same case here. I'm not going to make a choice.
All right, there it is. A man not willing to commit to anything, not even women. All right, real good. Yes.
I'd like to smell that guy's hands, Robin. Wouldn't you?
I tell you, they're busy.
Yep. Let's get busy hands. All right, let me introduce to you now one of the great boxers of all time. Mr. Michael Spinks is here, who will be helping us with the analysis. Mr. Michael Spinks, one of the greatest boxers of all time. Let him come in here. The champ. The champ is here.
Come on over here, champ.
There he is. Everyone is excited. Geraldo has not even made...
Hey, everybody.
Michael, take a seat.
All right, good man.
Let's sit down and get you right on the microphone here. Get close to that mic because it's noisy in here. We are here. We're outside the Kingsway Gym, and I got to tell you, it's noisy just from the street. It's a very street kind of gym, isn't it?
This gym here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know what I mean? It's like a real boxing place.
You box in a place like this?
Nothing never this plush.
Really?
You mean, this is nice.
This is real nice.
This is a big fight, Geraldo Rivera versus Frank Stallone. Now, while it's not like a championship fight, there is a lot of interest because of these two great celebrities. I mean, after all, Frank Stallone is an Academy Award nominee and the brother of Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, don't forget that.
And Geraldo Rivera, of course, the talk show host. You've seen both men. I mean, you haven't seen them fight, but you've seen both men. What do you think is going to be the outcome of this fight? Michael Spinks.
Well, I think it boils down to which man wants it the most.
Oh, come on. Wait a second. You're not on TV now. Come on. What do you mean it boils down to who wants it the most? That's a cliche, Mike. What's the matter with you? You want to be called in and commentate on these matches? You better come up with something.
This is an audition, Michael. Come on.
I think it matters who wants it the most.
Who wants it most?
Come on. You know, I want a lot of things in life, but I can't get them. And I want them the most. Come on. Now, seriously, who the hell is going to win?
You got one guy who's heavier, bigger, better, longer reach.
You guys are always afraid to make
another guy who's a scrappy little fighter.
Let me give you this.
Now, which one is the tallest? I think Geraldo?
No, Frank.
Let me give you this
I like
statistics.
the big man.
Let me give you the statistics. I would say Frank Stallone stands 6 feet tall.
Yes.
Geraldo stands 5'11".
Something like that.
Something like that. Geraldo's been in training longer for the fight. He's been in condition. Geraldo's a lighter man. Frank Stallone weighs more. Frank has had some Golden Gloves bouts. He's won 24 of those. Geraldo has had some amateur bouts. He's won quite a few of those. I don't know the exact number.
No.
Geraldo has been in training. Geraldo has a massive ego. Frank Stallone has a massive ego. Both egos are big. Both men want this fight equally.
Now, mind you, Frank has only been training for, 10 days?
And has been smoking cigarettes and drinking up until that point. All right? So you got to take that into consideration when you talk about the big man. Now, based on those facts, and based on the fact that Frank Stallone has a better tan, he has been tanning. In fact, even his armpits are tan.
Is that right?
Yeah, we saw that yesterday. Who will win the fight?
Well, I got to go with Frank, man.
All right.
You're going with the big man.
I'm going with the big man.
All right.
I got a grand on that.
And the smoker. he has no time to waste.
That's right.
You got to do it early.
Do it early.
You got to do it early. You predict a knockout?
There's a good chance that it could be one, but I doubt it. If Geraldo's in better shape, he can move around a lot more.
So what does Geraldo have to do if he stands a chance? Does he have to move around a lot? Is that it?
Tire Frank out.
Tire Frank out.
Move around, keep his distance, and then about the second round, Frank should be through.
Very, very good. I got you. By the way, another boxer is in our midst, a man who knows something about losing. Where is the great Tyrone Frazier?
Do you know Tyrone?
You know Tyrone?
Yeah, I know Tyrone very well.
Tyrone's in Tyrone's most recent fight, he was shot in the leg by his uncle Joe Frazier. Believe it or not. It's hard to believe.
You see, we're not sure if Tyrone is a real fighter. That's why we asked.
By the way, Michael, what does Tyrone do wrong? What is his problem in the ring? He's always losing.
Tyrone has to learn to punch on the exchange, but also learn to move his head a lot more.
Yeah, Tyrone, don't keep your head out there.
Don't use your head like a target.
Hey, Tyrone, you need Michael Spinks to tell you that? Can't you figure that out for yourself?
I do most of the time.
Hey, man.
Except in those key moments.
There you go.
I'll tell you one thing.
What needed the most.
You know I love Tyrone, but I never bet money on him.
No.
You notice? I never bet money on him.
Me neither.
Yeah. Tyrone, you've seen both fighters. You've looked both men over. What's your prediction on the fight?
I'm going to go with Frank.
You're going to go with Frank Stallone?
Yeah.
Have you bet money on Frank?
Robin backed out.
Lied.
Now,
before the decision was called.
Tyrone, in your most recent fight, you were sparring with your uncle Joe Frazier, and his gun fell out of his pocket and shot you in the leg. How are you feeling now after the big shooting?
I'm okay now.
Is that the only way Joe Frazier can take you, is to shoot you?
And he still can't take me out.
You still beat him, didn't you? You still beat his ass.
That's right.
Well, you predict Frank Stallone. What is can Geraldo do anything to win this fight in your estimation?
Yep.
What is that?
Take him about, if we can get Frank about 2 rounds, he got it.
He's got it.
Yeah, if he takes it the distance, it's his fight.
All right.
He can't get in front of that. Frank's a big puncher.
I
He can't stand in front of him.
I see.
All right, guys, I'm going to take a short break. When we come back, Robin, I'm going to go out to the street to talk to the press.
Yes, okay. You
And,
must address the press.
I'm
I
gonna
hope some other people have shown up.
Yeah, I hope like Geraldo's shown up. By the way, I saw Steve North out there. That is Geraldo's right-hand man.
Is that right?
Steve is a TV producer. I don't know what he has to do with boxing, but he is there. Where is Steve North? Is he around?
He's here. He was around.
He is around? All right. I'll take a break. Then we'll talk to Steve, and I'll make my way downstairs.
Great.
I hear some commotion going on.
Apparently, Geraldo is arriving. Geraldo? Yes.
Geraldo?
Geraldo.
Oh, Geraldo is arriving? Can we get Geraldo up
apparently
here?
the people
Gary, what
on
is
the
going
street
on?
are for him.
The people seem to be for Geraldo.
Well, no. Apparently, Geraldo pushed his way through the crowd, and he was like elbowing people out of the way. Sort of like that mean, free-fight thing.
Yeah. What about that, guys? What about pushing the crowd out of the way? Michael Spinks, is that something that you would do? Don't you want the crowd on your side?
I had other guys do it for me.
Right. You would never push yourself.
I wouldn't have pushed anybody. I mean,
Don't you
I don't
want
want to fight before I got to the ring.
Is there a psychological advantage to having the street people, the people on the street for you? Is there some kind of advantage?
That is an advantage. Yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
I see. All right. Well, what the hell do I know? I figure once you're in there, you get your block knocked off.
Yeah, you're in there by yourself, it looks like to me.
What's it like when that first punch hits your face? What is that like? Can you describe that sensation?
Yeah. That's it. It's time to get back. It's time to get back.
Don't want too many of those, huh?
Mix it up. All right.
He hit me.
I see many people
So
on.
it is on.
I see. I got you. All right. When we come back, I will try to get an exclusive interview, pre-fight interview with Geraldo Rivera.
All right.
Did you talk to people before the fight, or you like to be quiet, Michael?
I talk to interviewers.
You would?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I just gotta stay relaxed, so I talk to anybody.
Same with you, Tyrone?
Now, just what do you do in the room before the fight? What are you doing to warm up?
Relax yourself? That's what I did in the room before I came out to broadcast this morning.
Are you relaxed?
Oh, I'm pretty relaxed right now, yeah. I'm pretty relaxed. Yeah, baby. Yeah, I love ya.
Well, you throw a lot of punches, and you just think of your strategy and what you're going to do
I got you.
to not cost yourself the whole evening.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
what about a few days before the fight? How long did you refrain from sex before?
Oh, yes. No
Did you,
sex.
Michael?
No
None
sex,
whatsoever.
no sex.
Oh, come on.
Oh, no.
All the beautiful women you can get?
Yeah, but no sex. You wait after the fight, and you don't do 15 minutes or 15 seconds and waste $1 million.
You married, Michael, or you single?
I'm not married.
Oh, so you can get women. Any of the women want a boxing? Anybody want the champ? Anybody want the champ? I'll put out a call for you.
But how long would you go? The whole time you would train?
You would go to 6 or 8 weeks. 8 weeks, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
When you're the champ, can you get black women as well as white women?
Yeah, you can get
pretty much whatever.
Not even
You can get every color of the rainbow.
every shade.
Really, Tyrone, you're saying even being a loser, you can get white women. All right, very good. Yeah, I'm ready for the scrapple in the apple, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, I'll make my statement to the press. We'll be back right after this. The great Michael Spinks and Tyrone Frazier.
You're listening to the best of the Howard Stern Show on 97.1 The Eagle.
It is Scrapple in the Apple on the Best of Stern.
You have to talk into your
We are
other
back at the Scrapple in the Apple. I can't believe it, Robin. Here we are. I'm about to go outside and address the press. Gary, who is here?
Let's see, it's ETV, CNBC, Steppin' Out Magazine, and of course, the Bayside something or other.
Maybe I ought to go back upstairs.
Yeah, I don't know why you're coming down.
All right,
But
I will
maybe
address.
somebody else has shown up. Gary
All
doesn't
right.
have a chance to check.
Let's get downstairs. We're making our way
If
downstairs.
there's somebody big, just talk to them.
We're going out onto the street at the boxing match.
Here
The
they
street
go.
is
The
packed
lights
with
are up.
paparazzi.
Oh, it's very exciting.
Yes, a lot of paparazzi. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the Scrapple in the Apple. Hello, everybody. How are you?
Oh, it's a big crowd.
Robin, I would like to make a brief statement before I answer any questions.
On me, okay?
Ma'am, don't push me. I'm a big star.
You're in trouble with me.
Why is that?
Millie.
You're Millie?
I'm in trouble with Geraldo. I'll talk to you some other time.
Lady, I am on the air right now. I'm about to make a speech. You are allowed to listen. All right, here I go. First of all, I am the greatest broadcaster that ever lived. Sir, where are you from? Oh, Channel 9 Security. Oh, I see. I was going to say, you look a little depressed. Robin and I commandeer the greatest broadcast in the history of communication. Obviously, that is evident today as we look around and we see that only this show can create such an exciting event. You know, when I first got into radio, how many years ago was that, Robin?
At least 15 years ago.
Radio was filled with idiots taking maybe one phone call an hour, at the most playing 9, 10, 11 records an hour, never opening their mouths, never saying anything interesting, never saying anything funny. We have single-handedly revolutionized radio and television. Only in America will you find someone like me. Thank you. Thank you.
I was going to say, the crowd is awfully quiet. I don't know if they agree.
Yeah, I know. They're calling me a liar. Seriously, try to remember back. Try to remember back when you used to listen to the radio. Would anybody think of organizing a boxing match? No.
No.
Never. Those kinds of things just didn't happen. So I want you to keep that in mind as we broadcast here today. This will be 3 great rounds of amateur boxing, brought to you by Howard, only in America Stern. Isn't that right, Robin?
Absolutely.
And now I'll take a few questions from the press. Yes. It all came about on a rainy day about 3 months ago when Geraldo agreed to come on my show and box if I would go on his Now It Can Be Told. And because I agreed to go on his show, even though nobody wants to be on that show, this has come about.
Give us an idea of the atmosphere up there right now.
The atmosphere up there is tense. There's Michael Spinks up there. There's a lot of people up there all waiting to see the outcome of this. Frank Stallone looked a little tight, a little nervous, I must say. I have yet to see Geraldo. Geraldo, in a surprise move, ladies and gentlemen, Geraldo has taken the ladies' dressing room. Now, originally, Geraldo was going to give the ladies' dressing room to Frank Stallone, but he changed his mind. So that's a bit of a psychological thing going on between the two boxers. Yes?
Why don't you fight him, Howard?
I will not fight because I have a groin injury. Otherwise, I'd be in the ring myself.
Where is this guy from?
Where are you from?
CNBC.
CNBC. By the way, you too can have a show on CNBC. All you have to do is ask for one. Just ask Bob Guccione Jr.
So what's the prediction?
My prediction is Stallone in 2 rounds. In 2 rounds, a knockout. It will not go the distance. That is my prediction. There is some controversy going on right now. I have to get upstairs.
I didn't know what was going on.
We are about to go out. We are about to go inside to talk with the ref and the 2 boxers. Frank Stallone has said he does not want to wear headgear. Frank Stallone has stated many times that he is willing to wear 8-ounce gloves. Geraldo, on the other hand, insists on headgear and 16-ounce gloves.
So we have to go straighten that out.
We are going to go straighten that out. The great mediator, Howard Stern, Robin Quivers, will straighten that out right now.
But the fight will go on.
The fight will go on. Go ahead.
Something. Geraldo, Stallone is 30 pounds heavier than Geraldo, okay?
There might be a metal plate in your head.
Yeah, no, I'm the one that cooks for him. I know all that is all about.
Who do you, Geraldo Stallone?
Yeah, no, Geraldo Rivera.
All right, ladies. Geraldo, I would test my food if I were you. Yes, stepping out, quickly.
Why don't you let Gilbert Gottfried inside?
Gilbert Gottfried? Who's going to let... I'll kick his ass he shows up here. All right.
You and Geraldo are homosexual lovers.
Is it true Geraldo and I are homosexual lovers?
Oh, sure. That's going to get on CNBC.
Yeah, sure. All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye!
Robin, I've made my statement to the press. I'm going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll deal with the new controversy.
All right.
We will sit down with the referee, Geraldo and Frank Stallone, and find out what the gloves are going to be and what about headgear.
Once again, the fighters making demands and concessions.
Robin, I think
That's all a part of the jockeying outside of the ring to gain control.
That is true, Robin. And as a matter of fact, I thought I was pretty humble out there, didn't you think? Yeah. By the way, we'll talk to some of the people in the stands also. There are about 50 lucky people getting to view this fight.
Yeah, I want to know how much they paid.
Yeah. All right, we are here at Kingsway Gym for 3 exciting rounds of amateur boxing. That's right. Geraldo.
Scrapple in the apple.
The scrapple in the apple. Geraldo. I want to wear 16-ounce gloves. Rivera versus Frank. I've got a tan even under my armpits, Stallone.
So what are you going to do? How are you going to resolve this glove and headgear dispute?
Gary, what's going on? Now, Arthur McCanty Sr. is in charge of the reffing, isn't he?
Right. So he came to me and he said, I need to see the 2 fighters because there seems to be a discrepancy. One wants to wear headgear, one wants to wear lighter gloves than the other.
So we wanted to do this on the air, and I went to each of the dressing rooms. I did not speak to Geraldo.
Geraldo will not speak to you.
Well, he's behind closed doors, but I did speak to Frank, and he waved me off.
Right.
And neither one wants to do this on microphone.
By the way, Len Berman will be calling the fight. We are a half hour away from fight time. Len Berman will be with me in just a couple of minutes. He is in the room, but we will get to him in just a second. There's some other people we should meet.
Do you want to talk to Geraldo's cook?
Yeah, well, that was Geraldo. Actually, that woman.
That woman. Is she for real?
Yeah, she's Geraldo's cook. Let's find out what Geraldo's been eating to prepare for the fight. I see so many celebrities in the stands. I saw Super Agent Don Buchwald for a second.
I just saw him poke his head out.
Super Agent Don Buchwald, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. The Rockies in Secaucus. By the way, this woman is Geraldo Rivera's cook.
Do we have verification?
Yes. Yeah, we do? Now, you actually live in Geraldo's house?
No.
Where do you cook for him?
I cook for him when I get down there, and sometimes when I...
You're saying you cook over there?
And what about over here?
Down there, you cook?
Come on. You're putting me on. Come on.
No, you said you cook down there.
I cook when I'm in his house in
Right.
New Jersey.
Right.
And sometimes when he's in the office, I cook from my house and I bring it into the office.
Now,
okay?
Geraldo is half Jewish, half Puerto Rican. Do you cook traditional Spanish dishes for him?
Yes.
Beans,
yes.
fajitas?
No, rice, beans, plátanos.
Pantaloons?
Yes, Jello rice with hot sauce.
Jello rice?
Jello rice.
They take Jello and put rice in it?
I'm telling you, Geraldo's going to lose if he's eating Jello rice.
Well, don't tell me that you never heard about Jello rice.
Hey, who you calling Jew? I'm half Jew. Listen, so
Jello rice.
Now, Geraldo pays you just to cook exclusively for him, is that right?
No, he calls me all the time because he loves me.
I see. All right.
Okay?
And what is your name?
My name is Millie.
All right, Millie. Thank you.
Okay.
Millie, everybody.
Okay, and wait a minute.
Oh, she has something else to say.
Before I leave,
Yes?
I've been dying for years to say this to the people that dislike Geraldo, for which reason I don't know.
Right.
But we have a saying, okay? When I start working for him, I say, those that don't like Geraldo, they can kiss his half Puerto Rican and half Jewish ass.
Right.
Okay?
All right. Very good. There she is. Millie, ladies and gentlemen. Go, Geraldo.
She has been waiting to make that speech for many, many years. Years, Howard.
Robin, I'd hate to fight her. Yes, the excitement is building. We are less than 1/2 hour away from amateur boxing out in the stands. Making sure I notice him is bloated attorney Dominic Barbara. Making sure I notice. There he is. Let's see who he predicts. Gary, rush over with the microphone quickly. Bloated attorney Dominic Barbara. Let's see who he's predicting in the fight, and then I will introduce you to
And
the
where
doctor.
are his 5 seats? I want to know where he's seated at all times.
He's stretched across them like Cleopatra, ladies and gentlemen. It's unbelievable. And he is in shades. He is wearing shades, like a Hollywood celebrity.
Okay.
All right, Dominic Barbara, who do you predict?
I think absolutely, without any doubt, Stallone in 1.
Stallone in 1. Very bold prediction. Who are some of the other people? Who is that very beautiful woman up there, right underneath the verses, Geraldo versus Stallone? She is sitting under the sign. Let's find out who she is.
Hi, who are you?
Irene Moscow.
And Irene, what brings you here?
He does.
What is he doing here? You just bought tickets, or are you here for a special reason? Oh, they have the belt.
Oh, they have the belt, the championship belt, and that's very good. Well, you're very beautiful. Is that your husband?
Yes.
Well, I hope he can give you the love you deserve. Let's get back now to, why don't we meet a couple of celebrities here. Arthur McCanty Sr., who will be the referee, and Dr. Nahas. Gary, get the microphone on Dr. Nahas if you can find him.
Where is the doctor?
Why
There
don't
is a
we,
doctor in the house?
Right, now, let's talk to the doctor for a second, Robin. I'm curious to know.
I didn't know we were having a doctor.
Oh, yeah.
All right. This
you know my
mandatory.
you know my groin is bothering me,
no, it's
Robin.
for you?
Yeah.
This is a doctor?
This is Dr. Nahas, who is in very good condition.
Yeah.
Well, Robin, look at you. Robin, look alive. Doctor, are you single or married?
Single.
You are single.
Yes.
Have you noticed Robin's beautiful cleavage?
Yes,
Doctor,
I can even notice it from here.
Yes. Doctor, have you been the fight doctor before? Have you actually done this? And
now, what does a fight doctor do?
Usually gets spit on a lot.
I see. Now, what about the name Nahas? What nationality are you?
That's a Lebanese name.
Lebanese?
Is that right?
Yeah.
Did you get your degree in Lebanon, or did you?
No, I got it here.
All right. Well, we're all for that. No offense, but we like
But
American.
in Lebanon, they do know a lot about fighting.
They certainly do. You've seen a lot of fights. Have you seen any action in Lebanon?
No, I'm born in the States.
I got you. Now, what will you do if the fight gets bloody? Will you actually stop a fight?
Well, we have to, if anyone really gets seriously injured, we have to stop. And I think they should both wear headgear, incidentally. They're not professional fighters, and there's no reason not to.
Now, how do you determine if someone is too impaired to go on?
Well, there's a lot of things that you cue on. Usually their mentation, if they're staggering, if they're not able to defend themselves, that's generally when you want to step in.
Now, headgear won't prevent that, will it?
Not necessarily, but it may prevent more serious head trauma.
But is a knockout possible if guys are wearing headgear?
Yes.
It is. All right.
And what about 16-ounce gloves, though, if they're wearing those?
Obviously, the heavier the gloves, the more padding, the less likelihood of a knockout. I mean, if you want to see a knockout, probably the best thing would be bare fists and no headgear.
Yeah, well, that's the kind of fight I was looking for. I want to thank Dr. Nahas, everybody. All right, here comes Arthur McCanty right now. Arthur McCanty Sr., who will he has been in negotiation with Frank Stallone and Geraldo Rivera.
I hope he's been able to get them to come to terms.
Arthur, what is the controversy right now?
The controversy is whether or not they should wear headgear.
Right.
I am in favor of headgear. Either they both wear headgear or they both go without headgear. There is a advantage in use of headgear. The disadvantage is that when a gladiator is hit either with a left hook or a right cross, it becomes displaced.
Right.
The fighter then naturally is trying to put it back on right, and it disrupts his momentum, and he can be hurt. The headgear does not provide any protection here at the chin, and the chin is the most vulnerable place on the body.
That could cause a knockout if you get hit in the chin.
That's right. If you were just to open your mouth now, and with your knuckle here, just touch it here like that, and you'll feel that
you feel wobbly.
You feel wobbly just with that. So the headgear doesn't provide that much protection.
Now, Stallone wants to go in the ring without headgear. He feels it's a distraction, and Geraldo's insisting on headgear. You won't allow them to sort of one wear it?
No, sir. It can't be that way. It's either they both wear it or they both do not wear it.
Well, you are in favor of headgear. I know Geraldo has insisted on headgear from the beginning. I think that we should go with headgear.
If we are boxing according to the amateur rules, they should wear headgear, because here in the Golden Glove finals and all the amateur bouts here at the Garden, they do wear headgear.
Gary, I think we should go with headgear.
That's absolutely right.
Oh, wait, here's Tom. Here's Tom Patty. What is the controversy, Tom?
But my fighter does not want to fight a headgear. From the beginning, Howard, he has said that he does not want the headgear. I find the headgear gives a false sense of security and will lead to perhaps more damaging outcome than anything else.
Tom, why is it that you guys... We have to resolve this some way, and of course, Arthur's been involved with so many fights. He's in favor of the headgear. Geraldo insists on wearing headgear. You can't have two fighters mismatched with one wearing headgear and one not wearing headgear. Tom, won't you concede and allow the fight to go on with headgear? I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. And also, your fighter will have some protection as a result of the headgear.
Look, my fighter does not need protection. He knows how to move his head, and he knows how to survive and work inside there.
Right.
All right. Now, you guys are throwing stipulations, 16-ounce gloves. No. Now, if this is supposed to be...
16-ounce gloves, but Geraldo wants 16-ounce gloves. Come on, let's do it.
Let him wear them.
Oh, no, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
Wait, my question is this, Arthur.
May I just say one thing first, sir?
Sure. Robin, things are unraveling.
Oh, I'm telling you, I don't know if there's going to be a fight.
No, they will be raveled.
All right.
They will be. It has to be, or I don't go in the ring.
Right. I understand.
First of all, the 16-ounce gloves can hurt a fighter, as you know, because you're an ex-fighter. I can tell by your nose.
Right.
Thanks.
Attractive man.
No, wait a minute. Where do you think all the injuries occur in boxing? In the gym with 16-ounce gloves.
That's right.
So 16-ounce gloves, I insist on being worn. The 8 and 10 ounces are entirely too dangerous.
Yeah, come on, Tom. Admit that. But listen, nobody wants to get killed.
I will concede to perhaps 12, maybe maximum 14-ounce gloves. I mean, this
Tom, let's get on with the fight. Let's put on some 16-ounce gloves and some headgear. Let's get a rumble!
Yeah.
A rumble!
Okay, wait. Now, if I agree to 16-ounce gloves for my fighter,
go ahead.
Then allow us to go without the headgear, Arthur. Please. My fighter has requested from the very beginning.
I said at the outset here that if they both decide no headgear, it's okay with me. If they decide they want headgear, they go.
I'm sure Geraldo wouldn't object if Frank didn't wear headgear.
One cannot wear a headgear.
He will not allow the
Why not?
uneven
Well,
match.
it's a disadvantage. It's a disadvantage wearing a headgear.
Steve North is here. He represents
As
Geraldo.
far as I'm concerned, headgear is a disadvantage, as I told you before.
Right.
It does displace on the head upon being hit, and then it distracts the momentum of the
Tom, you know, Steve, is there any way Geraldo will box without headgear?
No.
There was no way.
Geraldo's point of view is that this fight must proceed by the rules of this club. The rules of this club require headgear. That is the only way the fight will proceed.
And that's the way I go.
All right. Well, then we have no choice.
Tom, we have no choice. Please, Tom.
No, we do have a choice. My fighter from the beginning has said no headgear. Now, I'm going to give you 16-ounce gloves, but allow us, please, to fight without a headgear. That's the one thing we ask. We are coming to your gym. We are applying by your rules.
And you're saying it's okay if Geraldo wears headgear, right?
If he wants to wear headgear, let him wear it. We just ask to fight without a headgear, and let's do the fight.
If the club would change the rules, Arthur, would that be okay? If Frank doesn't want to... Yes?
I have trained in this gym. I have trained in this gym, and I have trained without a headgear many, many times. I never fought with
Hold on, Steve, go ahead.
The piece of tape that you played this morning had Geraldo at that time saying 16-ounce gloves, so this is no concession on his part.
Right.
16-ounce gloves were from the very
Steve, you
beginning.
don't mind if...
headgear
from the beginning, it was supposed to be AAU rules, and those are 10-ounce gloves.
But
now
Steve,
we're doing 16.
Steve, you don't mind if Frank doesn't wear headgear and Geraldo
will not fight unless both are wearing headgear.
Oh, is that right?
Both.
We have
now, when did this just get thrown up?
Why does Geraldo care? Wouldn't he have a better shot at knocking
because,
Frank out?
Geraldo is a safety-first kind of guy. Like riding a motorcycle, you have to wear
may I say...
helmet there.
Let's not let the fight fall apart.
Howard, may I say that boxing has its problems as it exists today.
Yes.
Now, we don't want to compound the problems that could possibly occur here tonight or this afternoon.
Right.
Or this morning.
Right, whatever.
What we want to do, What we want to do is correspond to the rules as much as possible for protective purposes and also to protect the reputation of boxing, which Rob...
Tom, I'm going to ask you a favor as a friend now. Someone who's been on my show, I'm going to ask you to please ask Frank if he would be willing to put the headgear on. You know Frank is a tough guy.
It's
He will do it.
It has to go through me. I am making the decisions.
Tom,
I know what he wants.
I'm please
All right,
asking you.
If we allow the headgear,
yes,
will you please allow us then 12-ounce gloves? You guys aren't going to give us anything.
Go 14.
Howard,
go 14 ounce.
Steve, will you go 14 ounce with headgear?
If there is a lighter kind of headgear that Frank is more comfortable with, that's okay. Is Frank worried about messing his hair up or something? That's what, we're concerned
Steve,
about.
no
My fighter is here to fight. He's not. He doesn't want to hide behind a mask.
Okay, let's go headgear with 14
Let's not change the rules.
Can we do headgear with 14-ounce gloves? Is that okay?
have 14s.
Well, I'll have to ask.
14-ounce gloves.
Please ask Geraldo.
That's it.
All right, headgear with 14-ounce gloves. All right, let's get busy.
For a moment there, Howard, I thought we were going to lose the fight.
Robin, I must commend Arthur McCanty Sr., who handled that negotiation so well. Dominic Barber even applauding Arthur McCanty Sr. You know, a lot of times this is what happens before a fight. There's a little mix-up, a little confusion. But, of course, I am known for my mediating skills, Robin, and I believe that I saved the fight.
Oh, sure. You didn't even know what they were talking about.
We are almost, I would say, 17 minutes away from fight time. I will introduce you to the guy who is going to call the fight, Len Berman, in just a few moments. And we'll get back to more action right here at the Scrapple in the Apple. We'll have commentary from Michael Spinks as well as Tyrone Frazier. It's all going to happen in 17 minutes.
Ooh, getting close.
Scrapple in the Apple on the Best of Stern.
Robin, we are back at Kingsway Gym. It's excitement in the air. What is it, Gary?
Producer of our TV show, Dan, has come from both dressing rooms, and they have agreed to 16-ounce gloves and headgear.
All right, 16-ounce gloves and headgear. There was a bit of a... We tried to get 14-ounce gloves to satisfy Frank Stallone's corner, but they have agreed. They've been gracious. They've been gentlemen.
Everybody still wants the fight to go on.
Yep, and by the way, let me introduce you now to a couple of people in the stands. Of course, Super Agent Don Buchwald. Super Agent. Very exciting. Of course, bloated attorney Dominic Barbara sitting next to Super Agent Don Buchwald. Very exciting. I look around, I see Len Berman, who will be calling. Let's get Len up here. Len Berman, everybody. Len Berman, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Spinks will be with us to do some color commentary on the fight between rounds. Tyrone Frazier as well. Len, good to have you here from, of course, NBC News.
How you doing?
Hey, I'm glad.
NBC. Some NBC Sports.
Let's just say NBC local, but also NBC national in a way.
Well, yeah, every so often.
And the pay-per-view fight.
Pay-per-view, TVKO, and Channel 4 and everything, yeah.
There's got to be, on your part here, a little bit more excitement than the usual fights you cover.
Oh,
because
this is unbelievable.
This is a celebrity fight. I know you're anxious to be ringside, anxious to call the fight for us. I want you to make it come alive for the people.
Now, how did you prepare to call this fight?
Well, Len got an excellent tan, I think.
That was your makeup guy.
Oh, that was?
Actually, the best part of the morning was when someone from your television show interviewed me and asked me if I was embarrassed to be here. That was the best part. And I said, embarrassed? This is my career highlight.
This is an important decision in your career.
I've called heavyweight championship fights for real and Super Bowls and World Series, but nothing compares with this.
Len, we're 10 minutes away from fight time, and we've agreed on 16-ounce gloves and headgear.
Could you get any bigger gloves?
I know.
Could you get maybe 20
We're going to be using those paddles.
How about pillows?
I must say, in Frank Stallone's, Geraldo Rivera is the one insisting on the big gloves. What does that tell you about Geraldo Rivera as a fighter?
Well, it tells me more that I asked him when was your last fight, and he said 14 years ago. So, I mean, that tells me that's a little bit more. But
Geraldo said that?
Yeah, I just had a brief interview with both guys just to get a little bit of insight.
Right. And how would you say they are?
I'd say they're both anxious. Yes. I'd say Stallone is a little bit more of a caged bull. He's kind of walking back and forth and talking, and he's really into this, and he's talking about his world tour coming up. So I'm not sure what's on his mind.
World tour, my ass. You better get in that ring and fight. I got $1,000 on this guy.
He's like they're doing vocal exercises to warm up.
He told me he's going to Europe and then to Nashville for a new album.
Let me let you in a secret, Len. Those are 2 London pubs he's playing, and then he'll be right home. Unbelievably
so. It's a world tour in my book.
But there is excitement here. Who are you predicting in this fight?
Well, when you tell me that let's say the weight advantage, which is significant, is 16 pounds.
That is right.
16-pound weight advantage for Stallone, 2 inches taller.
Right.
Geraldo's last fight 14 years ago, although Stallone's last fight was 12 years ago, so there's a 2-year layoff advantage here for Stallone.
Does ego come into this at all? Who needs this fight more? Who has the bigger ego?
It looks like a tie there.
Looks like a tie for the ego.
They both need it.
That's a draw.
Okay.
I think we all agree.
That's an ego draw.
Absolutely. The scrapple in the apple. And, But with all things considered, all the statistics, and let's face it, the weight, the ego, the height, the tanning, that's been brought into question.
Sure. You're playing on fluorescent lights here, the big air conditioner. I mean, these are like elements that you don't have in the main, the open window here.
I sense, and I don't base this on anything, but I'm looking at the crowd, I sense more Stallone believers than Geraldo believers. Are you a Stallone believer? Yeah, I see.
Wait a minute.
I see a Frank in 2.
They're getting ugly here.
All those for Geraldo go. All those who think Stallone will win.
Seems pretty even.
Why were the Geraldo fans brandishing chairs, though?
I don't know. I don't know who those people were. Unbelievable, the excitement in the air. I've never seen, I haven't been to too many. What is that?
That cook is at it again.
That is Geraldo's cook. Get a microphone on her. Geraldo's cook. You got to say, Geraldo's a brave man. Anybody who let that woman into his house.
That was a no-no, Matt Albert. That was a no-no.
What was?
Yay.
What?
That about the chair and all that stuff. Okay.
All right.
She's upset with you, Lynn.
Gary, stuff a fajita in her mouth.
Oh, hose her down.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That woman cooks for Geraldo. He allows her in the house,
Really?
and unbelievably
Well,
so.
He must be able to handle himself.
Yes, he certainly can.
Well, diet, enters into this in
Yes.
boxing. This is a big part of what happens here.
By the way, let's go over to Michael Spinks, who's been checking out the scene. Let's get Michael Spinks to sit down here for a second, and in a few minutes we'll be going to Michael Buffer, who will be ringside. Michael, I'm going to ask you to make a few comments in just a moment. I got to take a short break. Len Berman is here, Michael Spinks, Tyrone Frazier, Robin. We are here for 3 great rounds of amateur boxing.
Can't wait.
And we are only 6 minutes away from fight time. Michael, quick question before we go to the commercials. Have you picked up any girls yet since you've been here?
Not at all. Kind of tough from where I'm sitting.
I see what you're saying. All right. Well, there's a couple of women there looking you over. All right. We'll be back right after these words.
And we're back with the best of Stern and more of Scrapple in the Apple.
We are here at Kingsway Gym. Robin, we moved out of the studio to the gym today.
That's right. We're now ringside.
We are now ringside for the Scrapple in the Apple. We are moments away. Let me introduce everyone who is in the room with me. First of all, Len Berman will be calling the fight tonight. Isn't that right, Len?
That is correct.
It is a pleasure to have you here.
And it's a pleasure to be here. This is very exciting. You have there's not a seat available.
That's right. Everything is sold out, and a lot of the money, in fact, all of the money raised today is going to the mentally retarded, which is a charity of Geraldo Rivera. dangerous. Also, let me remind you that there will be 16-ounce gloves worn, and you will be wearing headgear in this fight. Is that right? Geraldo and Frank have agreed to headgear. Arthur McCanty is here. Arthur McCanty will be the referee tonight. Arthur, it's going to be 16-ounce gloves and headgear. All right. And also sitting with us up on stage is Michael Spinks, the champ. Michael, who are you calling in the fight?
Well, I'm going with the big man.
I see. Would that be Len Berman or me?
That's Frankie.
I see you're going with Frank Stallone, and Len is, well, you're seeing Frank Stallone. Well, a lot of Geraldo fans back there, that's for sure. Guys, let me have my cue cards, will you?
They decided to just read about the fight.
You need cue cards?
Well, I don't know. I guess actually I went through all the cue cards, didn't I? Hey, by the way, where is Tyrone Frazier? Let's get a prediction from Tyrone Frazier. Tyrone, come on over here. And give me your prediction right now. Tell us, poor Tyrone has been shot in the leg by his Uncle Joe Frazier.
I can't believe you're asking him to walk. He has the limp.
Yeah, come on over here, face this camera here, and tell me your predictions, please.
I'm going to go with the big guy. I like the big guy.
You like Stallone. Hey, by the way, Dan Foreman was just telling me something. Thank you, Tyrone. Let me tell you something. Dan Foreman was just telling me something very interesting. And
what was that?
Hey, shut up, lady. Hey, Gary, get this microphone. Looks like I might have to go a couple of rounds.
I think we have another fight.
Robin, haven't we proved something? Excuse me, yes?
Listen to me. One of these days I'm going to get my people from my ghetto and kidnap you, and I'm going to give you a haircut myself. So you better be good to Geraldo.
Ah, shut up, you loudmouth. What's the matter with you?
Is there bars on his kitchen? I mean, how does he do
Wait a
that?
second. Do you have subtitles for this?
I don't know. That old bat won't shut up. But that is
And
what
I
all
don't know
those...
why we're giving her a microphone. She doesn't need one.
I know, it's very frightening. By the way, let me just mention a couple of things. It has gotten very hot in here. Dominic Barber, who is very overweight, is sweating on top of super agent Don Buchwald
Well,
and
you know,
dripping.
there is new money. We don't know whether Geraldo, Frank, or Dominic is going to hit the canvas first.
Yeah, it looks like Dominic might hit the canvas before anybody. Len, what about your prediction? Will Dominic hit the canvas before any of the two fighters?
Well, when was his last fight?
I don't know. It looks like he just had a big fight with a rhinoceros and he lost.
Better to ask when was his last meal.
Can you introduce him to the lady over there?
Yeah. Do you want to cook for Dominic?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Lady, this isn't Telemundo. This is America. You bet. All right, let me tell you something. We are...
Oh, dear.
Shut up. You see, you encourage them for 2 minutes. We are here at Kingsway Gym.
That means, Howard...
We are 2 minutes late for the fight. And, Len, what that means is that there's been a 10-minute delay. Let me bring over producer Dan Foreman for a second. Dan, you've been backstage. What is going on right now? Why is there a 10-minute delay on the fight?
Well, Geraldo is still working on getting himself together. Frank is ready. He's beating the walls and beating his other guy. Geraldo seems to be having more of a prayer session or something going on back. It's very quiet and sedate in his
Is he
room.
nervous?
He might be a little nervous.
And what about Stallone?
Stallone is just hitting me in the face.
Really?
I said, my face can't take
Look at that.
He's ready to go.
Yeah.
But there is another controversy on the other side of the room.
What is that?
Apparently, Super Agent Don Buchwald and Dominic Barber are upset about their seating and the people in front of them.
Really? Well... Dominic, why don't you just eat that guy's hat? That's all. All right. By the way, let me say another thing that has been noticed, and I hope Arthur McCanty Sr. doesn't mind me saying this, but Arthur McCanty Sr. will be the referee. Jackie the Joke Man was in the bathroom with Arthur McCanty Sr.
Yes.
And Jackie spied a look at Arthur while he was going to the bathroom, and he says, Jackie tells me you have the biggest jockstrap of any man alive. I don't know how, he's a good ref, but I sure know he can please the ladies, Len.
Oh, I thought he was applauding that line. So
Yes.
That happens to be true, Howard.
Right.
He will admit to that.
Arthur, really, you can please the ladies, can't you?
I beg your pardon?
You can please the ladies, can't you?
Well, I would say so.
Yes.
I'm in very good shape for a young fellow.
Yes, you are. Arthur McCanty Sr. You've seen Arthur referee fights before, Len.
one of the, over 100 championship fights.
Is that right? So he is one of the best.
Oh, no question. When you said I wasn't sure that I would be able to participate. When you told me that both McCantys would be here, I
That
said,
is right.
That pushed me over the top right there.
I see. Now, Michael Spinks, you say you pleased women of all races. Michael Spinks, what about that?
No comment.
Is that right?
It's tough to answer that. I can't remember.
No, but I'm saying that...
Isn't it time for the fight? Come on, get these boxers out here.
When you have a 10-minute delay, you have to fill.
Howard goes right for the A material.
Right. Always going for the low point. Who is bigger, you or Marv Albert? Have you ever seen Marv naked?
Can we ring the bell?
Len Berman.
Can we get some handlers out there?
Len Berman is a modest man. I don't think he wants to talk about the size of his penis, but Arthur McCanty Sr. has no problem talking about that. And I certainly like that. By the way, Michael Buffer will be in the ring, and he will, of course, be our ring announcer tonight.
That's right.
And he is the famous guy who goes, "Let's get ready for the scrapple in the apple."
Is that what he's going to say today?
That is what he is going to say. I see he is getting into the ring. Wait a second. Are we ready to begin the match?
He might be taking a cue from you. I don't know.
I'm sorry, what? We're about 1 minute away. I need you to work the TV.
Oh, work the TV? Well, how are we going to see the fight?
Oh, we don't have to look at it to announce.
All right, I will do that. Ladies and gentlemen, you are in the middle of a TV and... I see.
Okay, so we're a minute away from fight time. The fighters will be making their way to the ring.
We are 1 minute away from the scrapple in the apple. I see now that we, in the background, we can absolutely see that Michael Buffer is getting ready, Len, to make the big announcement and bring the two fighters in here. Interestingly enough,
Michael over there?
I thought it was kind of unusual that Frank Stallone was relaxed and willing to come over and talk to me before the fight, and Geraldo will not talk to anybody. Isn't that unusual?
Yeah, as I sensed, he was a little bit nervous. He did grant me a 1 minute session in his locker room. He introduced me to all of his handlers. You know, he has some grade A. He has like a middleweight champion from Romania in his corner, Michael Alajade. So he's got some tremendous training. But yes, I sense that Stallone is a lot more confident here, moments away from fight.
Well, does that have some effect on the fight? If a guy is really nervous before the fight, does that...
It all depends. I mean, there's every theory. I mean, sometimes you say, sure, if the guy is really nervous, he's not going to perform well. But I don't know. In broadcasting, if you're nervous, you sometimes do a little bit better.
What about the mustache factor? The fact that Geraldo has a mustache. Seriously, that thing must stink.
Well, it may be hard to penetrate his defenses. I mean, if he really gets it like waxed out and solid, a foot out, then it would be hard for Stallone to hit him. So, I mean, that's all in the strategy.
By the way, let me review my betting. I have $1,000 on Stallone and $500 with Fred and Jackie. I say that Stallone will win. They say Geraldo will win. It's even money bet. Also, I have 100 with the same bet with Gary. Then I have a $300 bet that Stallone will knock out Geraldo.
Or that the fight won't go the distance.
That's right. Absolutely. Which I believe will happen.
Now, what kind of judging do we have tonight? Or today, or this morning?
Well, let's go over and see who our judges are. Gary, get the microphones over to the judges, and let's say hello to our judges this evening.
Baba Booey.
These are professional judges. What is that, Dan?
When you're ready, we can start.
We're ready. Just introduce our judges.
Okay,
Gary.
this is Arthur McCanty Jr.
Hello.
And this is Carol
Castellano.
Hi, Carol.
And I'm Tony Castellano.
All right, Tony.
Actually, Arthur McCanty Sr. will be acting as referee and scoring the fight as well.
All right.
Is it a 10-round must?
No, it's a Arthur McCanty.
Yes, it's a 10-point must system.
10 points. Okay.
20-point, Arthur?
10 point. All right. All right, Lynn, I'm going to turn over the proceedings to Michael Buffer now. Michael Buffer. We are going right over to Michael Buffer. Michael Buffer has announced all the big fights, Robin, including Tyson, Spinks, Leonard Duran, and Holyfield Foreman. The fighters are in the ring.
No, they're not.
They're not? Who wrote that card? Let's go now to our ring announcer, Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, I would like to introduce a very distinguished member of the boxing fraternity here. He's a 1976 Olympic gold medal champion, a two-time world champion, and the only light heavyweight champion in boxing history to step up and win the heavyweight title. Ladies and gentlemen, former heavyweight champion of the world, Michael Spinks.
Michael Spinks, ladies and gentlemen.
Michael Spinks.
Yeah. Michael looks horny.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get started. At this time, let me introduce to you our panel of judges. First of all, the most famous female judge in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Carol Castellano.
Let's hope Michael doesn't come on.
And one of the top boxing judges here in the Empire State of New York. Ladies and gentlemen, Arthur Mercanti Jr. And in the ring at this time, the man who will be scoring this bout as third judge, but he is well known as a referee. He'll be in charge of all the action. He has worked in 100 world title bouts. Ladies and gentlemen, Arthur Mercanti.
Arthur Mercanti. Mention his penis size.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I understand the fighters are on their way, and that's all we need for the introduction.
Here we go.
So now, from the Howard Stern television show, let's get ready to rumble!
Len, there's Frank Stallone, looking very confident.
Smiling, working the crowd. Yeah, he looks to be in good shape.
He looks well oiled, too, Howard.
Yes, he does. He looks good. Frank is in his purple outfit and looks very tan. He's looking great. That's pretty exciting, Len. Now, Frank Stallone and I, waiting for Geraldo. Is that a psychological advantage to kind of stay out of the ring for a while?
Sure. They do that all the time and try to make the other guy wait and try to get him nervous and upset. And Geraldo exercising that ploy right now.
I see.
Frank keeping himself warm, though, in the ring.
Yeah, Frank is just throwing a few punches.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, in the ring at this time, let me introduce the fighter who has already arrived. He's wearing the purple colors, weighs 178 pounds. His record, 22 victories, 18 KOs, only 2 defeats. From Potomac, Maryland, ladies and gentlemen, Frank Stallone!
Frank Stallone, everybody. The great Frank Stallone, everyone. Frank looks tough, doesn't he, Len?
Oh, he looks good. He looks in good shape, too.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in there with him today.
Me neither.
And coming into the ring at this time, he'll be wearing the black trunks, weighing 162 pounds, with a record of 3-1-1, a knockout victory to his credit from right here in the Big Apple, New York City, presenting Geraldo, the Classic Rock Rivera.
Geraldo wearing his headgear already.
Right. And he looks very serious. Geraldo's not smiling at all. Frank, joking with the crowd. So a very difference in demeanor right off the bat.
I got to tell you, I'm watching Geraldo, and he does look in shape. He looks very, very good.
But remember, Geraldo's coming in at 162. Stallone has 16 pounds and 2 inches.
And the tan. And don't forget the tan. Everybody knows that.
All right, Frank getting into his headgear now.
Yeah, both in their headgear,
both in
16-ounce gloves.
Geraldo looks tough. He really does. You forget that although Geraldo's a lighter man, you got to take a look at those trunks, and he's packing something in those pants.
Geraldo wearing the menacing black colors. I think
know.
That's an advantage. Black trunks, black headgear, where Frank has purple trunks and kind of a beige.
Yeah, tan, something like that.
Never quite seen that color in headgear before.
I'd like to say something right now. Frank hasn't hurt himself so far.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, referee Arthur Mercanti will give the fighters their pre-fight instructions.
All right.
That's right. And by the way, there is a doctor on hand. Everybody
All right,
knows
good
that.
day, gentlemen. You both received your instructions earlier this morning, and you don't have to be instructed again because Len Berman knows all the rules. He'll describe them to the fans who are listening. I wish you both enough out of luck. Listen to me carefully, and nothing will happen. Just fight cleanly, and that's it. Good luck to both of you. Bye-bye.
All right. I'm going to turn it over to you, Len. I'll try to keep quiet.
All we have to do now, Howard, is wait for the bell to ring.
That's right. I got $1,000 on Stallone. Hey, do you think Stallone used Nair over his whole body, Len? He's nicely shaven, I must say.
Howard, as far as the rules, it's 3 2-minute rounds. That's the amateurs. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. You go down the third time in any one round, the fight's over.
Okay.
No standing 8 counts, so the boxers will not be protected by the referee here, and you can be saved by the bell.
I see.
Okay.
So those are the rules we're on, and the 10-point must system.
All right, some last-minute rules being explained to the boxers. Geraldo looks very, very
It's exciting. The moments before a major fight.
I'm nervous.
There's nothing more exciting in sports. Both boxers, here we go.
Here we go.
And they both are in the center of the ring, both trying to jab. Stallone crouching a bit. Stallone going after Geraldo and connects with a left hook. And the uppercut in the right, and Stallone is on top of Rivera. Rivera trying to hold him off. Geraldo exercising the jab. Really, Stallone on the offensive. And Stallone's jab a bit more effective. And the left hand from Stallone brings a rise from the crowd. Geraldo backed up against the ropes. Rivera told me he was going to try to run in the first round, but Stallone won't let him. It's a smallish size ring, and I think that works to Stallone's advantage. Stallone, the right hook. Stallone to the body. Stallone clearly with the advantage here in round number 1. 2 minutes can seem like an eternity here for Geraldo Rivera. Another good jab and another one from Stallone, and another jab, and a right hand from Stallone. It's all Frank Stallone. Geraldo's face reddening. Stallone, another one, backs up Rivera to the ropes. Arthur McCanny separating the boxers. It's been all Frank Stallone in round number 1. And another jab from Frank. Geraldo having trouble connecting and with his headgear.
Frank seems to be going in on the cutting off the ring, right, Ren?
Well, Stallone not allowing Rivera to run. Rivera backed up against the rope. Stallone with a strong right hand, and Rivera trying to hang on. Forget the fight. Can Rivera hang on for round 1?
How much time is left?
How much time is left is right.
2 minutes is a long time.
It is a long time. And Stallone connecting with a right, a left, another right. 10 seconds to go in the first round.
10 seconds left, Robin.
I'm nervous.
Final seconds of round 1. It's been all Stallone, who misses wildly with the hook, and that's it. And McCanny has to separate the two. Good round for Frank Stallone.
Wow, Frank Stallone looking awesome. Could there be a knockout here? Michael Spinks, what do you think? What did you think of the first round?
Like I mentioned earlier, I said that Stallone starting early would be to his advantage.
Right. He's come in. He's
and that we could possibly see a knockout here.
But Geraldo did make it through that first round.
You know, a lot of people have speculated that if Geraldo made it for the first round, that Stallone would tire out because of his smoking and drinking.
Which is very true.
Now, you notice that he did get a little winded and opened his mouth after throwing some of those big punches.
That's true. That's true. So we got to wait to see how the second round goes.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael, what do you think of the ring card girl?
The card looks great.
Yeah, doesn't that look great? I got to say, the round card girl looks awesome, and Michael will probably be meeting her after the fight.
10 seconds to round 2.
Yep.
You know, normally judges will score a 10-8 round if there's a knockdown, but I think that's as close to a 10-8 as you'll see without there being someone knocked off his feet.
Len, I think we're ready for more action here. Let's go to round 2 as Len Berman calls the fight. Hold on. Geraldo looks like he's recovered somewhat, doesn't he? His face.
He really does. His face was red at the end of the first round, but his corner people have done a good job. Doru Corbinu, a Romanian middleweight champ, in his corner, along with Michael Olajide. They've done a good job. Here we go, round 2, and again, Stallone backs up Geraldo. Geraldo trying to fight back. Geraldo, that headgear's covering his eyes. I think Geraldo's having more trouble with the headgear than Stallone. Stallone has him backed against the ropes again. Got to fix Geraldo's headgear.
All right.
Oh, and Stallone goes down. No.
That was a slip.
That was a slip.
No, it's ruled a knockdown. It's ruled a knockdown. Geraldo scores the knockdown in round number 2. Geraldo comes off with a jab, and now Stallone has to be angry. He thought it was a slip, and he's going all over Geraldo, the left, and he backs him into the corner once again. We've had a knockdown here in round 2. Stallone went down.
Stallone looks a little bruised up here. Look at the body.
Both fighters look tired here in the second round. Stallone trying to work the body. Arthur McCanny separates the two once again. Geraldo with a flash knockdown. Stallone connects with a wild left hook and then misses with a left. Now he pours after Geraldo with a right hand. Whoa. Stallone making the comeback here after getting knocked down early in the round. They're both in the middle of the ring, trying to measure each other. Both winded a bit, it's obvious. Both fighters just using the jab. And Stallone connects with a right and a left and a big right, and he's got Rivera in the corner again. Rivera now turns him around. He's got Stallone in the corner.
Frank holding on.
Mercanti separates the two. Stallone trying to work Rivera up against the rope. 5 seconds of an eventful second round, and that's it.
That's round 2. Len, I got to ask you, was that a knockdown?
Looked like a slip. What does Michael think?
Michael, what do you think?
I think it was a slip. It was a slip. I saw a slip.
It was ruled a knockdown, though, wasn't it?
Yes, I think the refs didn't see it.
Stallone got angry. He looked over at me and started motioning that it was unfair. Wait a second. We have 2 round card girls now. Michael, what do you think of these 2 round card girls? How's that?
They look great.
They're looking real good. Hey, by the way, let's get a microphone on Tyrone Frazier. Let's see what he thinks about what's going on.
I want to know what he thinks of the snap of the 2 fighters' punches.
That's a big deal with Tyrone. Tyrone, come on over here and talk with me for a second, will you? Tyrone, what do you think so far as we sit here and look at two very tired boxers face that way?
I think Geraldo's going to come on now because Stallone's getting very, very tired.
All
very
right.
tired. So I like Stallone, but he's getting real tired.
Who took the first 2 rounds in your estimation? Who took
Stallone took the first 2.
Okay, very good.
Knockout coming.
Tyrone Frazier, ladies and gentlemen. Tyrone predicting a knockdown.
This is it. Just 2 rounds of boxing to go.
Len, is Geraldo surprising you?
Oh, well, I have to be shocked by the knockdown. I mean,
Right.
Arthur McCanty Sr.
Len, there's just 1 round of boxing to go.
1 round.
Is that what I said? 2 minutes to go.
Oh,
2 minutes. 2
yeah.
minutes, 1 round.
All right, here we go.
This is it.
Here we go with round number 3. Both fighters holding on. They're in the middle of the ring. Stallone's trying to fight out. Geraldo's just grabbing. Stallone with the left jab, still effective, and he backs up Geraldo into the ropes once again. Geraldo trying to force his way out of there, but he's holding on. Geraldo's strategy may be just to wait out these 2 minutes and avoid a knockout.
Is that what you think is going on here?
Maybe. Geraldo's yet to throw a punch here in the 3rd round. He's trying now. Now Geraldo tries an uppercut. Stallone counters with a left cross. And Stallone with the uppercut. And Geraldo again just trying to hold on. Stallone trying to measure him. Stallone with the right hand glances off the top of Geraldo's head. And again, Arthur McCanty separates the boxers here. We're into the 3rd round. We had a knockdown in the 2nd. Stallone a big 1st round. What will happen in the 3rd? Geraldo trying to grab the Stallone. Stallone's jab effective. It's really the Stallone jab, Howard, that's held off Geraldo here in the fight. And now they fix Geraldo's headgear, and here comes Frank Stallone with the right hand. And again, Rivera trying just to hang on. Again, they're separated midway through the final round. Good jab again from Stallone. Backs up Rivera. And Stallone with a right to the body. But all Stallone here in the 3rd round, much as it was in the 1st. Crowd trying to urge on Rivera. Many of the crowd on their feet. Final seconds of the fight. Will there be one big punch to end it? Again, both boxers clutching, grabbing.
They're very tired.
Geraldo looks the worse for wear. Looks more tired. Stallone pours after him in the corner. Final 10 seconds. The left hand from Stallone. Geraldo trying to survive the fight. And he does it. He does it. Wait, he does it.
Great fight. Geraldo going the distance. Robin, I'm making my way to the ring. All right, I'm climbing in now. I'm going to try and get to the 2 boxers. Get in there. Frank, how do you feel? How do you feel, Frank?
Feel good.
We're waiting for the judge's decision, of course. Did you think it would go 3 rounds?
My fighter won.
You think Tom Caddy thought he won?
I think I landed harder punches.
Were you surprised by the knockdown?
That wasn't a knockout.
You say you slipped. Try and get into Geraldo. Let me get over to Geraldo's corner. Geraldo, great fight.
Thank you.
What happened in the knockdown there? Do you think you got him on a clean knockdown, or was that a slip?
It's hard to say. He's tough.
Are you glad you went the distance with him? Some were predicting an early knockout because of the heavier man.
I don't get knocked out.
You don't get knocked out. Good fight, Geraldo. We'll wait for the judge's decision. All right, the 2 fighters. Looking good. It's wild. I held the belt in my hand, the championship belt. We're going to wait for the decision. Here we go.
All right, Michael Buffer's in the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the official scoring. Arthur McCanty Jr. scores about 30-26. Carol Castellano has it 30-26. And Arthur McCanty Sr., our referee, scores it 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, Frank Stallone.
Tough break for Geraldo.
And let's hear it for Geraldo Rivera.
Hey, Robin, how do you get into the ring? Tough to get in there. Let me bring the championship belt to Frank. Frank, you look confident through the whole fight.
Let me say one thing.
Turn to the camera.
Let me say one thing. Geraldo Rivera has got more heart and more balls than anybody know. I hit this guy with hard shots. He came back. He didn't give up for a second. He's a man, more than a man, because it takes a lot of balls to get in this ring. and I take my hat off to it. I outweighed him. He came back fighting, and God bless him. Geraldo, come here, man.
Right, here's Geraldo Rivera, a great fighter, Geraldo Rivera. The two boxers hugging. Geraldo,
it's nice to be in the same ring with a gentleman. Frank's a good fighter. His punches were really stinging. I'm glad I could go the distance. And it was a real honor to fight you, Frank.
let me say something to both of you guys. I have never sat so close in a fight, and I got to say something. I have much respect for both of you. The way you guys were bashing each other. Geraldo, I couldn't believe you took some very heavy punches to the body and face, and the same with you, Frank.
Yeah, he's got I was hitting him with shots, and he's got a strong chin. And anyone out there that thinks it's easy, let me tell you something, man. We're in our 40s. To get in this ring, you have to have like guts, and Geraldo Rivera is a man of his word, and he came to fight.
Let me ask Geraldo one question, Frank. Well, I noticed Frank was wearing a lot of lotion, Geraldo. Will you find that your punches were slipping off of him?
It was a bit distracting. I didn't know whether to punch him or kiss him. No. Frank is a great fighter, and any of you guys doubt that, come on down here and spend a couple of minutes.
Geraldo, let me ask you one final...
One question. The headgear seemed to be a problem for you, and you made that mandatory. Do you feel that was a mistake?
Headgear. It wasn't his headgear, and it was big, and it does slip because of the vast...
Geraldo, are you sorry you went for the headgear? Because maybe it would have been a little bit easier fight if the headgear kept slipping into your eyes.
On the other hand, maybe I could have had brain damage.
Right. Like me.
For show today.
I got you. Can I say one more thing, Tom? I'd like to thank my trainer, Tom Patty, who got me in shape. 2 weeks ago when they told me about his fight, I was laying in bed with a cigarette in my mouth and a bottle of wine. This man got me in shape. I'd like to thank Brian Hamill, my corner man, my friend Tom Cantone, Howard Stern, all the people at the Jet Center in Los Angeles. God bless you. Thank you. And this is for a wonderful, wonderful cause.
Let me make that announcement, Howard.
Go ahead.
I know you don't like to be associated with good things. Let's just turn this to the crowd, though. On behalf of Frank Stallone and me, and yes, Howard and Robin, $10,200 going to the mentally retarded.
Now you want to award Frank his belt.
Yes. Arthur McCanty, what a man to have the third man in the ring, the best ref in the world.
Great job.
You were great, Arthur.
And the honor to have Michael Spinks, heavyweight champion.
Michael Spinks, everybody.
Michael Spinks.
And by the way, here is
Len Berman.
Here it is, the heavyweight. This is the hold up your pants title. You can see, Frank, you've gotten your belt. You must be proud. You have stepped out from under the shadow of your brother Sylvester and have proven yourself as a true boxer and not a Hollywood boxer. Ladies and gentlemen, live from the Scrapple in the Apple, Robin Quivers and myself. We'll be back later on the radio. We're going to take a seat in a second, Robin, go over the betting, but we want to say goodbye to our TV audience right now. Goodbye, everybody. A great fight. We want to thank Len Berman. Len Berman, everybody.
And Michael Spinks.
Let's go back and talk to everyone, Robin. You got to kind of climb through these ropes. Go ahead, Robin.
We can't even get into and out of it.
Yeah, we can't get in and out of the damn ring. Watch your step. Let me go back and now let's count up the money that I won and lost.
How much did you win, Howard?
Well, I won $600. I won $600.
That's right, because it went the distance.
But I lost $300 because there was not a knockout.
Yeah.
How much did you win, Don? My agent tells me he gets 10% of my winnings.
Oh, boy.
I tell you, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, you know, I was really amazed at how they went at it.
Yeah.
It was a real fight.
Yes, it really was. I tell you something, it was frightening. You know, up until fight time, I was just sort of sitting around, Len, and going, this is such a goof and everything. But when I saw them really get in the ring, I got real nervous.
Well, when I saw Geraldo getting prepared and I saw the black, and he was I didn't see him smile until after the fight.
Yeah.
Also, I thought the scoring was interesting, if you want to recap the judging, because two of the judges had it as I would have scored, a 30-26, which meant they did score a 10-8 for Frank in that first round. They didn't buy the knockdown as being very effective, although it was interesting that the referee, Arthur McCanty Sr., who said it was a knockdown and was also scoring, he scored a 29-28.
Right, yeah.
Close.
And he was the man closest to the action. So that's
I don't know.
By the way, I
wish we had an instant replay.
I know. Well, I'll tell you one thing.
You will on TV.
Yeah, we sure will. By the way, to contribute to the working organization for retarded adults that Geraldo was so involved with, for retarded adults and children, you can call this number if you want to make a donation if you enjoyed the fight, 718-767-4075.
That's really nice. $10,000. Hey, really. I mean, we all goof around and have this is a life. But to raise that kind of money for a charity, I think is terrific.
It was pretty good. And let me tell you something, Michael Spinks, it was an honor to have you here tonight.
Honored to be here.
Did you enjoy the fight?
I really enjoyed the fight. As you said, I was amazed at how they went at it, too. And it was really interesting. And both men put up really Really good fight.
Weren't you guys nervous in the beginning when you saw the reddened nose of Geraldo? I thought his nose had been broken.
He busted his nose for a minute.
Yeah.
And they got him together after the round, and he came back and never bled again.
Howard, the question you really have to start asking now is what's next for these two boxers?
What is next?
Well,
am I involved?
No, wait.
Yeah.
I would doubt there's a rematch in the wind.
Right. I don't think
if I'm Frank Stallone, I mean, I look right past Geraldo and probably go for Oprah.
Really? Oprah? Yeah. Now, there's a match I'd like to see.
Well, let's get on the phone.
I'll tell you, Robin, I thought they'd be dancing for 6 minutes. I had no idea.
I didn't believe that they would be trading so much leather, as they say in the biz.
Yeah, it really was an amazing fight. It really was something to see. And
you realize it is a dangerous sport.
Yeah, it certainly is. I tell you, I never would get in a ring.
What I'd like to point out is, we are above 40th Street.
Yeah.
There were people, and there were windows here. There were people, I don't know if you noticed during the event, there were people lined out the streets.
Right.
Camera crews standing on trucks trying to get a glimpse of this has been a major media event here in the city, Howard.
It really has. And you know what? It takes a personality of my stature to bring it
Go
about.
ahead, congratulate yourself.
Well, I don't hear anybody kissing my ass, and, everybody's been thanking each other. And I'm a little annoyed because, you know what? No one else could have pulled this whole damn thing off. So, once again, it's Howard Stern.
Let's hear it for Howard, everybody. Howard Stern, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Great humanitarian.
Yeah, I really am. The whole time I'm watching the fight, I'm going, oh, man, look at this. These guys are going to kill each other. What have we done?
And they're going to sue Howard. That's what he's really thinking.
By the way, Geraldo's cook wants to comment. And I am willing to take... where's she now, the big mouth? Yeah, what do you want to say, ma'am?
Well, for those ones that thought that he was going to go down on the first round, that's what rice and beans can do for you. So try sometime, okay?
All right.
Okay? He is a man's man. He may be a little one, but Stallone is 30 pounds overweight, okay?
All right, very good.
Okay, so...
All right.
Good day to you.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, there she goes, Geraldo's cook.
Millie.
Don't you think she's going to pass wind in our face any minute with all those teeth?
I know. I can't speak for Michael Spinks and Michael Buffer, but I think this is one of my finest journalistic moments, really.
I was amazed at how you were able to stay in the action, Len.
He was right up on it.
And thank God we had Len Berman here.
Because we lost it.
Because I'm going to tell you something. Originally, I was going to call the fight, and I wouldn't have known what to do.
We were out of our minds.
Yeah, I mean, it was perfect having you here, Len.
Yeah,
I can't
thank you so
Thanks for asking. It was a lot of fun.
It's really hard to make an event like this come to life on the radio.
Thank you.
So and say hi to Chuck Scarborough.
Okay.
By the way, I know Chuck and his lovely date these days, who we've had on the air together.
Really?
Catherine
Kinley.
Catherine Kinley.
Chuck is really sowing those wild oats, isn't he?
Al Roker and Sue Simmons. Everybody says hello.
I know.
From Channel 4.
Yeah, we love Channel 4.
Okay, good.
Except for when they fired me, NBC and all that, but that's okay.
Look what's happened to you.
Hey, this all could have been on NBC, but those idiots fired me. What can I say? They're not that smart. Michael Speaks, thank you so much. And Tyrone Frazier, thank you. I want to thank all the judges. I want to thank our ref. I want to thank all the celebrities here tonight.
Yeah, we had a lot of support. It was a great fight.
Yeah, Tyrone Frazier, and of course, Arthur McCandy Sr., and don't forget the great Michael Buffer, who did such a good job.
Ah, that's right.
You did it so beautifully. Let's get ready. Would you give us one more?
I got to tell you something. Len and I will be working on June 19th, the big fight between Larry Holmes and Evander Holyfield for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world.
Oh, yes.
But it's got to go a long way to match what happened here in New York this morning.
Was this very different for you? I mean, did you really enjoy this more than...
this was fun.
It was fun, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, it's unbelievable. Now, let's see, just so I can just recap before we get out of here.
But wait a minute, I got to tell you, did you watch Fred during the fight?
No.
Fred is a madman.
What was he doing?
Fred was jumping up and down, screaming. He was as red as Geraldo.
Well, you'd be red, too, if you just dropped 300.
You're damn right.
But I told you guys. Jackie, what do you have to say now?
But you got to admit that Geraldo was a lot better than you thought he was.
He did very well. I thought he was going to go down.
I was impressed.
Yeah, I was really impressed. The guy hung on. I thought after the first round we were going to see a knockout.
I thought the first round I may as well burn the money now.
How much money do you owe me? 150? No.
250. 250 because there was no knockdown.
Right.
No knockout.
Jackie, the same thing.
I owe you 250 minus 100.
Right. So you actually owe me 150, Fred.
Right.
Yeah. And I thought it was 250 plus 100.
Yeah, but
it was.
Yeah, but so.
You won
that's
100.
right. But you won the 100.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
So you owe me 100.
No, we broke even.
Oh, you broke even. Ralph owes me 100.
Right.
I owe Tom 100.
Oh, Ralph said 150, right?
No, he said 100.
Yeah, Howard, I just picture people in cars across America right now trying to keep score as you go through these events. There are guys driving off freeways all over. Let's see, was it 100?
Yeah. It's very complicated.
complicated, but I think I walked out with about $300.
Yeah.
Which is like, hey, that ain't bad.
Wait a minute.
Wait.
The money's even trading hands now.
Wait, Tom Giussano, our general manager.
Thank you. I offered to let Fred out for 95 after the first round, and he said no.
Fred lost fair and square. Thank you, Fred. I'll take that gladly.
It's a beautiful thing when money changes hands.
I got to take Dan to White Cat.
And I guess I'll be collecting $100 from Jessica Hahn.
Yes, you will. And I'd like to see Jessica raise that money.
She'll be having a fight pretty soon.
You're not kidding. Michael, one last swing. As we leave this great place, would you just say, let's get ready to go home?
Ladies and gentlemen from the Howard Stern Show, let's get ready to go home.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow on the radio, everybody. From Kingsway Gym, it was the Scrapple in the Apple. Good night, everybody.
Don't forget plugs, Howard. We always plug.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What?
You know what's great, Robin?
What?
I can't believe we got through this whole thing. I never thought it would come off because Geraldo had just put up so many roadblocks.
I really didn't think he wanted to fight.
Me neither.
But when he came into that ring, he was a bear.
You think any of those guys' ribs were broken or anything?
I don't know. They had red marks all over their backs, and Geraldo's face was red, and there was a little vein broken under his nose.
I know.
Frightening sport. Frightening.
Was anybody rushed to the hospital or anything?
I loved it how Frank started talking just like a boxer at the end. He was like Rocky.
He was great. Frank doesn't realize now he's going to go home and...
What's the Adrian?
He's going to run around with that belt with my stupid picture on it.
I just want to say, Geraldo's a man.
Hey, Tyrone, what'd you think of the fight?
You say?
I say, what'd you think of the fight?
Oh, it was a great fight, man. You should let me fight the winner.
Yeah, you're ready.
You think you can take those guys? You think you
I can get that belt.
You could win a fight, man.
Oh, man. I get my leg together.
See that?
I'm going to call Frank up. Hey, what you want to do about that belt, babe? Come to Philly and let's do this.
He's going to be playing a pub in England. But, Frank was really excited about the belt until he sees my picture on it. My big hairy face. It's hard to break away from the action, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey,
there was a lot of excitement here.
Now, who's the girl talking to Ralph in the pink jacket?
That woman looks familiar, doesn't she? But I don't know who she is.
Hey, isn't that Raquel?
Yes, maybe that's
Raquel, how'd you get here, honey? Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Hey, Ralph, get away from her, you stupid pervert. Don't go with Ralph. I'll have to go talk to her.
What is she saying? She's saying something to you. She
Who
wants
knows?
to talk to you.
Think Geraldo's face is swollen?
I don't know.
Yeah. It is?
Probably is, yeah. He's going to get puffed. We got to watch TV today.
Yeah, we got to watch Geraldo. What time's he on?
We got to find out when those shows are taped.
7 o'clock tonight. Is he going to be live?
But it's being taped.
Get a mic on. Get a mic on.
Taping at his house today.
He is?
Yeah.
How is he? Is he puffy?
Wouldn't you be a little puffy?
No, of course, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Speaking of puffy, there's Dominic Barber. But you're proud of him, aren't you?
Yeah, I think he fought a good fight. I mean, that headgear looked like it kept slipping over his eyes.
I know.
It was a big problem, and he was the one who wanted the headgear.
Yeah.
Was that his headgear, or was it...
No, apparently not. Yeah,
because that really cuts down on your peripheral vision.
But if you're a boxer, wouldn't you bring your own headgear?
If you're demanding it, especially.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked by it. What is it, Gary? Hold on a sec. Scott, watch Gary and put on the mic.
It's just back in near both dressing rooms. I just saw Frank, and he looked good. But Geraldo's, I didn't talk to Geraldo, but I spoke to his person. They said that he is surprisingly clear-headed considering the abuse that he just took.
Yeah, he did.
Well, he seemed clear-headed in the ring. We didn't have a problem there.
Yeah, he certainly did.
But I wonder if he's going to puff up, because he really did take some
that's
shots.
what we've been talking about. We said we'll have to watch Now It Can't Be Told tonight.
And his brother's wedding.
Try to get tape of a swollen face. You don't want to miss that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you something. Geraldo, he's pretty brave. You got to be brave to go in there, man.
Oh, wait till you see this. You will not believe the ferociousness of the punches he took.
You know how when you watch a fight on TV, you go, oh, I want to get in there. It never looks really ferocious.
No.
You know, you always go, man, I could do that.
Yeah.
But when you're sitting here right ringside and watching two guys lash each other
and those
in the face,
were the 16-ounce gloves.
I know.
Imagine if they had been smaller gloves.
I think Frank's thinking if he had 8-ounce gloves, he could have knocked him out.
Yeah.
You know? But
he had him shaking a couple of times.
no way I'm glad he didn't knock him out, man. It looked pretty heavy.
Yeah, once we saw Geraldo take that first big punch, we didn't want him to be knocked out.
I thought after that first big punch, Geraldo was going to say, okay, enough.
Yeah, I thought he was going to quit,
Yeah,
but he
me too.
didn't.
He didn't. They were
He's
for
amazing.
real. Unbelievable. Unbelievable fight. Unbelievable, I won a bet. Who is that? Who is that?
The guy from Geraldo thinks he looks like me.
What are you putting a microphone on that? Hey, ask Raquel what she's doing. Hey, Raquel, who came down to the station and gave me a good massage.
I want you to vote for me
To what?
to be Miss September Ring Calendar Girl of the Year.
You got it.
Make sure you call and vote, Howard.
I will. How'd you get in here?
Here, give me.
How'd you
How
get
do
in
you
here?
think she got in? She said, let me in, and
Yeah.
they did.
The doors parted. And when you coming back for a rematch on our rubdown? Soon?
Give me the call.
All right, I'm ready. Little fox. All right, Robin, we got to get out of
We
here.
gotta go. We gotta leave the gym.
Yeah, because we have so many important things to do, like write stupid scripts. All right, everybody.
Back to work for us.
Okay.
And that wraps up the Best of Stern for today.